Alright, Craig, you had a thing you wanted to do.
Yes, I want to scry.
Hey.
I just want to check something really quick.
Okay.
Scrytastic.
You do have flowers, so...
I do.
For scrying out loud.
You had 3 total, right?
I think that's the number that we said. Let me check.
I feel like it was 3. I could be wrong, though. Feel free to check your character.
3 scries worth of red pens.
Yep. So you're now down to 2.
And...
Who we scrying on? Is it a secret?
I'll DM it.
You have a secret?
Ooh. I like secrets.
Make sure I fixed my character sheet. Yeah, I'm grabbing back.
Where is my music box? Where are we? What are we doing? What's going on?
Who's around me?
Great questions. We'll get back to you.
Right.
Why don't you just come over here, Grandma, and sit down, and get you back inside.
When I was in school, we used to dance to a band called Spirbastian.
You're gonna have to help me out on that one.
That you are correct. That is the
Okay.
one.
Are you doing this in private?
No, we can do it in public.
Alright.
So it
10 minutes. Okay. Time of
Spell
day is it?
spell save on that is 15, by the way, and it should be a -5.
Yeah. He will not succeed that. Rather, he fails the check on that, and then can I have some time to think on it and get back to you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Because I'm just like, that's a little out of left field for me. I'm like, oh, what do you know right now?
I was thinking about it after, and I was like, I would want to know, right? Like, I'd want at least to know what's going on before I jump headlong.
I will say that the vibe that you get is that of, do you remember in The Lion King when we pan to Pride Rock?
Oh no.
After Simba is an adult, and
it's not
and
fun.
it's Scar who's talking shit to Sarabi, like, send out the hunting party, you've clearly not tried hard enough, and they're like, there's no fucking food, your hyenas fucking ate it all. They're like, well then go eat the hyenas, I don't fucking know. Like, it seems right. It's giving you're understaffed right now, and upper management doesn't really care that you need more employees. You just need to finish the day. You just need to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and figure it out. You're getting
Oh my god.
you're getting this aura of desperation. You're getting this sense of anger at a lack of ability to control. Like you get the sense from watching his body language that he seems very irate. Very hostile. He looks thin, like very lean, definitely hardened by the last couple of, passing weeks, months, etc.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
Honestly, for Uru, it would just need to be more confirmation of the things he's heard, because in his mind he still can't believe that, like,
That's happening.
that, especially given the way that he left, right? It's like, this was the person he trusted most in life, right? This was a person who he considered close as a brother, and he gave him his word, right?
Yep.
Like, that was the thing. And to hear about it is the kind of thing where it's like, well, it can't be that bad.
A knowledge nature at advantage or a knowledge arcana at disadvantage. There's different information that you'll get from either of these roles. So you can do one or the other.
I'll roll nature because
Okay.
I feel like for Uru, he wouldn't be as worried about the spells and stuff on the mountain
For
so
sure.
much as the life on the mountain. Or
It's
that
a
there.
circle line.
24.
Hey.
You
Wow.
it's hard to tell if it's the scry spell that's causing this effect or if it is what you believe it to be, but that black resinous ichor can be detected in multiple spots while you're scrying.
Sorry, I thought that explanation might be a little bit longer, and I took a bite of my meatball sub.
Nope, you're good.
Okay.
Does Uru make it known that he's casting the scrying spell to any of the party members?
If I were around you guys, it'd be hard not to notice, because I'd randomly start giving flower petals to Shidanji. Because I don't know where. Here's some flower petals. And I'd be telling Shidanji who we're scrying on. And it's when I scry, you got, because Uru can't naturally scry, right? So it's very much a process. You would be able to tell.
So Uru doesn't actually have the focus, the scrying focus that is necessary for this, other than through Shidanji.
Exactly.
Damn it. Okay.
She's willing to do it once per day, and it requires a very specific component that you would have to specifically seek out and then have to specifically be approved of. But you can't just be like, I'm just going to grab red flowers. It doesn't quite work that way. They have to be the prettiest flower.
The only
Um,
prettiest flower for my prettiest girl.
and for this one in particular, we know that they were in fact the prettiest flowers because they were made by a star, or they were cultivated by a stara.
Mhm.
So they passed the vibe check, but it's not just any old red flower. Um, it's a little more like a specific kind of flower with a specific kind of bloomage, specific kind of petals, specific kind of. It's really niche to help minimize any potential abuse, which is why 3 charges felt like a reasonable amount. Um, because it's not like we're just gonna scry left, right, and center.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
This was just the situation where it made sense to me that like you would be like, I have to know what I'm walking into.
So after
Uru's
Uru's
Your darkness, you're saying?
so after Uru's done scrying, he'll like kind of awkwardly come up to, or Darkness will kind of awkwardly come up to Uru and be like, "Hey, so like, were you just like, you know, scrying or something over there? Like, not to like, you know, bother you or like, you know, pry, but like that kind of looked like a scry, and I think scrying's kind of cool, you know. I've always wanted to try it, but like, I don't have the thing for it. And it's really cool that you can scry. Like I'm super jealous. That's like really really awesome. But like do you think that maybe I could like, you know, scry with you sometime? You know, if that's cool, you know, I don't have to be here or like, you know, hang out, but like I think it'd be really cool if I could
Darkness
like.
is getting really nervous right now. Is Dark? I'm curious. How's Darkness feeling with this scry spell? Just beyond like being very curious about it. Is he like, I want to learn this shit, or
It
No.
gives him a boner, yeah.
So Darkness, Darkness doesn't know how to ask for things. He's just used to them being given
being
to
given to
him.
him? Yeah, that makes sense.
And he doesn't. He had plenty of opportunities to get a scrying device when he was at home, but he
Yes.
doesn't have the 1,000 gold piece focus that he needs, and he really does actually want to scry on a couple of people, but he doesn't have the access to it at the moment. But Uru might, and Darkness doesn't really know how to ask him for that, so he's being a little darknessy about it.
Aw, cute.
Ur will have a big smile during this. To him it's kind of funny to see Darkness, who's usually very like aloof and not distant per se, but just kind of try to play everything off cool, be kind of coy. But he'll smile and go, "If you ever need, you need only."
Yeah, like that's cool, man. You know, just whatever. Like thanks. He like glances away. He got like the hair over his face. He's like, yeah, man. You know, Like, it'd be cool, you know, no biggie. Yeah, maybe in like the future or something. You know, we can hash it out or whatever. Look, I gotta go. Thanks. And he'll just like walk across to the other side of the camp and
I
sit down.
gotta go.
Like still
Um,
very obviously in view.
if you took the second to notice, you would notice that that interaction made Uru go from like, after scrying, Uru looked very upset. There's a hint less upset in him now. Almost more of like a, you guys are very much the family Uru chose, right? And so in this case, that was just one of those interactions where it's like, nah, I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, just people. They want to say hi and hang out with you, do things, kill stuff. You know, normal adventuring things. Loot the bodies, steal from the king. Yeah, frame somebody. Normal stuff. Good, wholesome adventuring stuff.
I'm gonna side, these meatballs are fucking delicious.
Nice.
What's the weather like where we're at right now?
You're currently in Moag.
So
Which
there's
means
no
So we're
weather.
underground.
Means you're underground.
I mean, there could be weather underground. The fucking NASA has to like have climate control systems inside some of their giant facilities because they actually form storm clouds and shit and start raining on the
real?
inside.
The fuck?
Hey,
Oh,
Yeah, no,
yeah.
straight up. Straight up.
The weather is
Sure, you know
underground.
what? Fine.
Exactly.
Go. Darkness. Go ahead and roll me a D100 to figure out what kind of weather is happening right now in Moag.
Hell yeah.
Hail.
Come on, baby. Give me a tornado.
I was about to say it is somehow a tornado.
77. That's a hurricane. Oh god.
With a 77, it is a particularly hot and muggy day in the Moag Caves.
Hooray.
Damn
It's
it,
one of those
Darkness.
days
That sucks.
where the air just like clings to you. You don't notice it quite as much inside of the Harpode hideout. I'm not saying that there's like central air, but spells are active in order to keep the climate from being particularly undesirable, especially while Eula is in recovery.
Well.
But if you were to poke your head outside to get a look at what's happening with, say, the games, which there is a ruckus showing of the games currently happening just outside of the hideout. If you were to pop your head outside to see what was going on, you would be met with what would feel like if you were to pop your head inside of the dryer midway through cycle after trying to do a bunch of towels. It's just hot, wet, and the smell isn't exactly one that fills you with a sense of confidence. There's a lot of body odor, a lot of kind of like wet smell, a lot of dank.
So Texas in the middle of August. Gotcha.
Yes, actually, I was gonna say if you've ever had the playful experience of getting to enjoy Texas right before the summer hits when it gets dry-ish, that hot April rain, it's that.
Dank. Just not a good way.
I think Paul would
Probably.
actually be super. Sorry.
Oh god.
I don't think Cole would be like super bothered by that. Actually, I feel like that would kind of like. First off, do dragonborn
lizard on a
sweat?
rock.
That's a different question for a different conversation.
I think you're
Yeah,
cold-blooded, dude.
Yeah, I don't know if cold-blooded or not. They don't seem to be the type of creatures to have sweat glands. But but Wrath is also like a hot kind of desert arid environment as well. This is just like muggier.
This is your springtime. Like you're like, this is what it's
Yeah.
like in the spring. Like I don't know what
Yeah.
everyone's complaining about. This kind of reminds me of home. Speaking of which, so
Yeah.
last week we were kind of
Home.
at a crossroads betwixt where we wanted to head. We had decided that we were going to try and utilize the teleportation circle that's at Babs's location to blip back to where Uru had originally been teleported from Ergamon. at Kakea's teleportation circle. Is that still the plan?
Yeah, I'm down.
So yeah,
Sounds
out
good.
of
Don't have any
Moag
other-
to Ergamon, and the plan, at
From
least
there to Roth.
the Roth, with the ability. I mean, we'll be in a. Ergamon looks like a little town.
It's about the same size as Weatherlight was, so hamlet in
Okay.
nature. I can pull up the map real quick as soon as I figure out where.
I got.
And we're taking
What?
every NPC with us.
No, Snowy's staying behind because bite me.
Bye,
So he's got a whole new life.
I will remember you.
God damn it.
just
You would
16
take him away.
cents a day.
Me.
You would take Snowy away from his true love.
Absolutely not. I'm so happy Snowy and Babs found each other.
They could all both come. I don't see what the problem is. Adventuring power couple. Let's go.
I would not ask Babs to leave her house, nor would I ask Snowy to leave Babs. So,
What we gotta do is invest in a, I think it's Mordekainen's Magnificent Mansion on a stick, and then we can just
On a
have a
stick?
traveling house.
Oh, that's fair.
On a
Loading.
stick.
On a stick.
On a stick. House on a stick.
ball in a cup, ball in a
Yeah.
cup, it's a ball in a cup.
It's like those vagrants that have just the stick and the bag attached to it, but there's a house inside the bag.
So yeah, you're currently underground in Moag, which is over here. I don't know why. Hold on.
Need like
Here
a hotel
in
and a rope.
Moag.
A hotel though, that's great.
Above,
Shit.
this is technically Munyon right up here, above Moag. Moag is technically underneath. And then Ergamon is over here, whereas Weatherlight was down here. So when you guys went from Stronghold to Moag, you guys decided to do it by way of Weatherlight, whereas Uru decided to do it by way of Ergamon.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
From Ergamon, you guys are then had two different sort of. Urugari had mentioned that he wanted to head north to the Ratnar Mountains to sort of investigate what was going on in his home. There's also to the west of the Ratnar Mountains, Wrath, which is technically located more so in the desert. This map doesn't make it look super deserty, but let's pretend that there's a lot more desert between this green lush that you see and the city itself.
You're telling me Napa Valley is just desert?
Yes.
Makes sense.
No grapes. No.
This is actually more like Clear Lake.
Oh, okay.
Which, if you've ever been to Clear Lake, it is kind of a fucking desert,
Yeah.
with the exception of the lake.
Yeah,
It's
Napa
more of a-
Valley is more like where Stronghold is.
Mhm.
Sorry.
I think the plan we
was-
came up with, if I remember correctly, is Ergamon, Wrath, Ratnar, back to Moag.
A little triangle
Yeah.
action.
Well, I mean, I think there's still some unfinished business in Moag. Even though we're trying to get out of there now because of the curse of the dagger, but then yeah, since we're out of Wrath and Ratnar.
Oh, Red Rage needs a specific thing in order to destroy the blade.
That's in Wrath.
Yeah,
That's in Wrath, okay.
Location. It needs to be in the location where it was made.
Right.
So yeah. So I mean, I suppose with more confirmation, actually seeing it with his eyes, that his mother, while still pretty damn injured, is recovering. It's not maybe perhaps what he initially thought, as far as being like a deadly thing, which he only had like days to even. So like, I mean, I thought we had a couple things to do in Wrath. So yeah, I felt like that was a good first stop, and then up to Ratnar, take care of that.
The guards are on high alert here. Everything we do and everything we do in Moag is going to be that much harder because of it.
Let's leave.
I mean, yeah, we should take advantage of the ruckus that the games are causing, I suppose. It'll probably make things a little easier when everybody's distracted.
Yeah, and at the very least, once we get to Ergamont, we can resettle and make sure that we got everything down.
Willard will ask you, Arkmon, if you want his family to stay in Moa, if it's okay, if you feel comfortable, or if you're going to be super panicked about it the whole time, if they stay in Moag, or are you expecting them to come with you to Ergamon? The goal is to try and their goal is to try and stay in Moag so that they can keep an eye on the dragon situation as it develops.
I mean,
Just real thin.
So honestly, if my dad's actually asking me this maybe a little taken aback, because like I am their child, and I think it's always, I think for a lot of it, and for good reason, he's kind of learned. The parents might do things against what the kid might want for the better, of them, the family, or what have you. And so, I guess for him to even be asked would be something that he would appreciate, and if they feel strongly about it, I suppose. Yeah, sure. Well, I mean, it seems like you got good enough reason to stay here. You've been here for now, and I mean, I don't want Mom moving to a random place, anyways. If you guys can keep your head down, that's fine with me. Just don't go after that big son of a bitch. We'll be back. We'll take care of it.
Willard says that he promises he won't do anything too hasty. Roll me an insight check.
Oh, bitch.
He's lying.
Question. Can Tyke roll an insight check as well? She knows them. She's been with them longer than I have lately at this point. She might.
Recent, yeah.
And I've also grown up with Tyke, so she knows my parents. I'll roll it for Archmon first. 15.
Okay. Tyke has a +3 to their perception. Do you want me to roll, or do you want to roll?
Go ahead and roll.
Let me do it.
Roll some clicky clacks.
Nope. Oh god, no way. That's dumb. It won't let me just roll it from here. Stupid. Okay, fine. I'm just gonna roll on your character sheet then. And we're gonna add +3 to the roll. We'll roll for everybody. Everyone sees Tyke rolls a 15 +3 is an 18. Oh wait, that's insight, not perception. 1 second. Insight's based on wisdom, which is a +0, so they roll a 15.
Okay.
Hey, we good still.
Yeah, I thought she had. Yeah. Perception.
Your passive investigation shows you that Tyke is able to pick up on sort of the subtext, which is to say your dad probably won't go looking for a fight, but if he's like, say, at work and he happens to come across this guy, it might be fight on sight, because he did try to kind of stab his wife and kind of try to stab his son. And so, like, the understanding is that he should probably not fuck around, but also, your dad's got that infernal blood in him, and messing with one's family is generally like the fastest way to start a fight.
And he might choke a
Um,
bitch.
I'll walk up toward him, and I'll kind of put my arm around him. You kind of have like a private one-on-one. I'm like, Pops, you can't do it. Now you gotta be able to take care of Maul right now. That's the most important. You gotta take care of
Persuasion
this.
check at disadvantage.
Okay, I'm still 16.
All right. Okay. Noted. Your dad in Thieves Can't will tell you Arkmon in Thieves Can't basically like affirming like okay. I'll wait till you're back.
I'll look him
Won't
right
do
in the eye.
anything.
No. Is he like trying to play it off? Like, okay. I look him like dead in the eyes at this point.
Give him the stank eye.
Kind of
I
like a
will.
sly smirk on his face, like he's trying to keep the mood light, kind of a vibe. But he's still at the end of the day your dad, and parents are
and
gonna do what they're gonna do.
and if he ends up doing something anyways, because I didn't say something about it, so I just want him to know I'm serious.
Yes.
All right.
You put on business Arkmon.
Yes, I am.
You break out the clipboard.
I am 18 and I am an adult.
He's like, do you want to sign a contract about it?
You want to make a deal?
This is where
I
you can
just
call your
need
dad a
you-
motherfucker.
I just need to
Listen
trust.
here, motherfucker.
I just need to trust that you're not gonna get hurt too.
He does something that he hasn't done with you since you were kind of like a little kid, and he goes, "I'll pinky promise," which you know for your dad. Your dad does not break pinky promises. As asinine as pinky promises might seem to some people, it's as given that you come from a family of devils, you have that infernal blood in you.
Contract.
Pacts are important, and so even something like a pinky promise in your family is to an extent binding. Now granted there's can still be like loopholes just like there are for a lot of contracts, but your family comes from a long line of your family is very prone to making deals and honoring those deals, and in your family the easiest way to do that, the easiest way to seal that pact is via the pinky promise. And so your dad offers you a pinky promise that he's not going to do anything unless you're here.
But as soon as you get here, oh buddy.
I will. Yeah, I'll extend out my hand and meet the pinky.
All
And
right. Pinky promise is so. This is my self insert again. Pinky promises. I will pinky promise with my own child when I promise them that I'm not going to flake or otherwise go against it in the event that there's a deal that needs to be struck. So, that's my little self insert here. But so your father pinky promises with you that he's not going to do anything unless you are back here, and he has your consent and approval. Just for like that extra little. Well, I imagine Arkmon would probably want to add that little extra layer of like, not only do I have to be here, motherfucker, but I also have to be okay with it. And like your dad'll kind of like at the idea that it's getting harder to find potential loopholes, but will ultimately
Arkmon.
accept the conditions.
Business Arkmon, yes.
Mm-hmm. You get a point of inspiration for honoring your family's legacy of deal making. Jackie, you should have a point of inspiration as well for all of the food that you prepared previously.
Hell yeah.
All those grilled
Hell
cheeses you
yeah.
made with Bob Ross. Bob Ross will even like. Oh, you guys are speaking in Thieves' Cant, so you wouldn't necessarily know what's going on, but. He's just sort of chilling and vibing, and he's eating that popped corn.
You telling me Bog Ross don't have no rogue levels?
I didn't say that. I'm saying he doesn't know thieves can't.
Oh, you skipped that class? I mean, that's fair. We're probably getting baked.
I was gonna say, says the cleric who's routinely like, religion check, fuck.
What are
I know my
those?
religion. I don't care about other people's religion.
Fuck.
Honestly, shout out to my paladin in Baldur's Gate 2 who has to have a special ring on at all times just to make his knowledge religion 0.
Instead of negative something.
Exactly.
Fucking funny.
That's great.
Alright.
Alright.
So, with the streets kind of hustly and bustly, with people actively watching what looks like a rather big or stupendous episode of the game, you can hear people roaring and cheering in the streets. It makes it relatively easy for you all to make your way back to Babs' location, but I am still going to need a group stealth check. So, Hall, you will not roll with disadvantage because you're currently masquerading as which I forget what color did you make your scales?
We painted them black.
That's right. You're currently masquerading as a black dragonborn.
Oh. The spice. There was a spice shop in Moab.
Fucking Uru's ready.
Not to throw like curveballs. We don't have to go now.
Do we have
But if it's
Pass Without Trace going? Do we have Pass Without Trace going?
Not currently.
Oh, goody.
Hold on. Do I have it prepared? Well, we did just do a long rest. So I could prepare it.
I mean, Uru made the stealth check, so I think y'all can.
We're doing okay.
So far, so good.
Oh, let's see.
At one point, there's a disgruntled-looking member of the Shadow that kind of starts to eyeball you guys, and Jackie just like rushes up and goes, "Here, have a grilled cheese," and then prances off, and then the guy's like, and he's like, "Oh shit, this is delicious," and then he just
Damn right.
goes and minds his business.
Pike is +9, so that's a 23. I'm
That's
imagining
fine.
Pike's in
9?
there.
Good lord. Alright, take my armor off.
He's
He
only
is-
marked
Marker
down.
down.
Pike is an assassin class, so yes.
Since it's not that kind of stealth check, you don't have to worry about doffing your armor. It's
Okay.
not like a don't be. It's more of a don't be suspicious stealth check than it is a don't make noise stealth check. There's so much noise happening in the streets from people like watching various like scrying orbs and like mirrors. Like people are shouting. People are like, "Go, go, go! Did you hear that he beat the Manicore? What? The Manicore? That's insane! No one beats the Manicore!" Like people are just. It's like the Super Bowl
Okay.
going on right now.
Gotcha.
People
gotcha,
aren't
gotcha.
super paying attention to what's happening with you, with the exception of people who are supposed to be paying attention. Jackie already dealt with one of those because he rolled a 25.
Fair enough. Well,
Does-
I rolled a 16, and I have Disguise Self going, so hopefully that'll be enough.
Are you currently still Dean
Dean.
Flatterly?
Absolutely.
Fuck
Every
you.
day, all
What does
day.
he look like again? I'm
Uh,
imagining like Yosemite Sam, but with dark hair.
So it's less Yosemite Sam and more like, here I've got the image.
Thank you. I would love some source material so I can understand what it is.
He's a slightly kind of ratty cowboy. He's got the cowboy hat, which I don't know if it's normal in this area. But it's kind of like a it's not like a stiff cowboy hat. It's like one of those slouchy ones. That kind of like hangs down slightly on the sides. He's got like a vest and like a long sleeve shirt underneath it. But they're both kind of ratty. He's got like, maybe tan or brown trousers. He's got a hip flask. And I gotta have a hip flask. And like a one shoulder pack.
You kind of look like a Moag farmer who's just sort of down, or sorry, a Munyon farmer who's just happens to be down in Moag. So let's actually go ahead and roll with advantage, because you kind of look like someone who belongs, at least compared to everybody else here.
5. Yeah, I'll stick with my 16. But yeah, he just looks like just kind of an old ratty dude who's like maybe is a farmer, maybe he's a carpenter, whatever he is. He's kind of drunk. He's got a bit of scruff, a little smelly. They stay away from him, but he's charming enough. Charming enough.
What does Dean smell like? You mentioned
Piss
him
and
being
vinegar.
smelly, so I'm just curious.
Ew.
Yeah,
Vinegar.
probably a
Vinegar-y.
bit of hickory, bit of the spirits, and a non-zero amount of road scuff. So
Got it. So dirt.
dirt,
dirt.
bo, stuff he stepped in, bit of
Okay.
sagebrush from scuffing it through the trees.
No, it's
So-
ruined.
What's
Do you
your?
have prestidigitation?
No, it's not. Stop it. Give it.
No, I have no such thing. I can light candles on command, but
Can
cleaning.
I get a stealth check from you?
The dog?
I
Wolf?
was gonna ask if I need to do
Who?
one for,
Me?
No.
You?
for
No,
trips.
couldn't be.
Oh,
Then who?
My wolf.
I will do one for trips.
My wolf. Hold on.
The woofers.
I was gonna say. So with trips, what's the game plan? Are you just letting trips?
So like, size-wise,
Dog?
size-wise right now, I think Trips is still like on the smaller side. We were talking about like size comparisons, and we were comparing him when he's at least when I give him the vest, he could be appearing as a
We mentioned that he could be like
poodle.
a labradoodle size.
yes.
So like not a toy poodle, but a standard poodle.
I think it would be hilarious. Let's put the vest on him, and I want to travel with him as Oh wait, you know what? Sorry, I'm using the vest right now. No, you know what? We're gonna just travel with him. If he's that size, labradoodle. Okay. That's a little big then, because he was traveling at times up on my head. Because he could
He's gotten a
fit
little.
in the
He's gotten a little
horns.
bit bigger.
He's a little bigger than that.
That's fair. Yeah.
He's gotten just a little bit bigger. They
Um,
grow up so fast.
if
So it's like
if
Jackie
he's
size
fine
now?
if he's fine getting around for initially, he could be on the ground, walking with us.
It might not be a good idea for him to move openly in the streets
He
As a puppy, he's fine.
as
Yeah.
a puppy. Okay.
well, yeah.
Does he have disguises?
I'll scoop him.
We agreed that if Archmon's not wearing the vest, that Trips could wear the vest.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, the vest is a disguise thing. I forgot.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Archmon's
Oh, I
vest
forgot.
is a vest. It's there's like a cloak that has the disguise self
Yes.
spell on it, and so we've just sort of extended it to if Trips is wearing it, we can make him look like a fur-covered version of a dragon.
The puppet
So
down.
he just looks a little bit more like a puppy. He still has all the same behaviors and mannerisms of a wormling, but
But that is strikingly similar to a puppy. Got it.
as long as somebody's not like looking too close at him or it has true sight or something along those lines, it looks like a puppy.
It's a very
Yay.
rambunctious puppy who will eat damn near anything and can sometimes fly. It's a little-
Not
he's
anything. He's
really good at
specifically like
jumping.
fish.
I don't know if Trips can fly because he's a little disfigured.
He currently can't really fly. But he believes that one day he can.
That's all I
Believe
really
I can
matters.
fly.
Speaking of puppies, you did a stealth check. It is +5 for his stealth, so it's a 15.
It's basically
So-
just given. What did Trips roll?
Did Trips roll?
Yeah, no, I still need roll. Boop, boop, boop.
So is Trip still too young to really be like coherent? Like, does he just basically still babble in Draconic kind of?
As
12.
best as you can tell, yes.
Okay.
With a 12, as you're kind of walking along and moving along, at one point, a little dragonborn child actually notices Trips. Like, cause you guys like take a brief pause to kind of like let some crowds move past. You see some Sunites and some members of the Shadow sort of like having a brief sort of back and forth, not a positive one, mind you, because again they're all kind of rivaling factions. But while you guys take a brief pause, there's a small little dragonborn child with dark blue scales who like sees this puppy version of Trips, and so in Draconic, those of you who understand Draconic, kind of hear a come here, like a kissing noises. But from a dragonborn, it sounds more like clicking, I guess. They can't quite make the kissing noise.
Can I quietly mutter to Trips an order to stay?
Roll me
In
a
Draconic.
persuasion check at disadvantage.
Persuasion at disadvantage. Oh,
You're not
buddy.
Call, or you're not. Rather, you don't look like Call. Like you smell like Call, but you don't look like Call. Also, you're not Arkmon.
Can I assist because I'm actually not wearing a disguise. I'm just me. And Trips would recognize me.
Also, you can give the help action. So
Okay.
no longer rolling at disadvantage. Just a straight persuasion check.
Okay.
Or intimidation, depending on how you want to go about talking to him.
No, I don't want to intimidate. 15.
Listen here, you insipid little shit.
Jesus.
Wow. Good crack in the ball.
Hold on about. I swear to God, this little dragon's been too rambunctious.
Trips is starts to go, like it wants to go play with the kid, but upon being told, like, stay, he, like, backs up and, like, sits his butt down.
Easy, Trips.
Trips is good boy.
Good. Okay.
The kid will kind of look a little sad and slightly scared and will disappear into the crowd.
I'll scoop up Trips at this point. I think I've learned my lesson. Alright, guys.
If a child saw a puppy, you immediately are like, oh, a street urchin. Stay away from my designer dog.
No, it just...
Kid.
Just maybe more aware that he needed to, like, be, like, he was gonna run off, and I was gonna have to grab him then. So, like, maybe, yeah, just setting him
Beefy,
down.
no.
It was more like if you've ever taken your pet to the park and, like, there just happens to be a kid that doesn't also have a pet who sees it. It's like, can I pet your dog? But he just didn't, he forgot that step. He didn't ask for permission to try and pet your puppy. He just started to go,
I figure until we get the hell out of here, maybe the best idea not to have us interact with people.
Totally valid. Okay.
The kid would also potentially realize that the dog is not in fact a dog.
As soon as you were to pet it, he would notice that something was up.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be giving out grilled cheeses anymore.
No. The grilled cheese was great because that was a distraction. Your 25 actually helped alleviate any potential, like if somebody had, say, rolled underneath the threshold needed to avoid being detected, that would have helped negate that
I need a new
failure.
class. I want to be a grilled cheesy, but
I would like to roll
Cheeserker.
some kind of skill check
nice.
to very slyly kind of like slip my hand into Red Rage's hand while we're walking.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check.
Sweet.
Wow, legitimately sleight of hand.
10.
So your hand is kind of wet because you're nervous.
Oh, the clammy hand!
It's
No.
It's not full on clammy. It's just noticeably clammy.
Oh,
Very damp.
classic
Moist
blunder.
even.
You have some
Did you just
kind
use
of
a wet wipe? What the?
Yeah.
Ah!
You licked
Glad
it
did
before
that.
you
That
went in
was
for the
amazing.
grab.
just like visibly nervous, like slightly trembling. Rail tries not to make eye contact while holding Red Rage's hand.
Red Rage will squeeze your hand with that kind of affirming, like, it's okay, you're okay.
It sounds like you're wringing a sponge out.
Fucking just drips down.
This is Vince with the sham wow.
I mean, it is muggy
Damn
as
hell.
hell out here, I suppose.
I was gonna say it is a muggy day in Moag because somebody decided
true.
that we needed to have weather.
Yeah,
Although-
That's how you spread COVID.
Rail
You
would
don't
be used to the
understand, man.
humidity. So she is visibly sweating.
Sweating.
Say Rail's from the coast side. Rail would not
Ready?
be what I would call used to this weather.
Well, humidity, but not hot humidity.
Sure, like being on the coast, like it's not like you're not accustomed to the air being wet, but it being hot and wet, like no,
Yeah.
thank you.
I suppose
This
Ark,
is
Different kind
the
of wet.
worst. Call's like, this is great. What are you talking about?
I guess Arkmar wouldn't mind this either. I'm pretty
Fairly pleasant.
on fire.
I was gonna say, like, given that you have like natural heat resistance because of your heritage, like, you don't notice the heat, but you still notice the wet. Like, it's still not fun. It's like climbing into a bed after you've washed the sheets, but like they're still damp.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's
The
not the
life
vibe. It's not
scenario.
something,
Sheets.
right? It's
It's a
not
level
something
of
you,
moisture that I still find unpleasant.
right? I was gonna say it is a level of moisture that is deemed unpleasant by all, except for maybe Call because he's familiar with it.
Right.
Okay, so you managed to successfully make your way through the
Evaded the child.
Moag. You've evaded the child.
Dip, duck, dive, dodge.
Children.
Rail,
Children
roll
dodge
me a
time.
perception check
Oh boy.
Dodge a ball.
at disadvantage because you're nervous because you're holding hands with Red Rage.
that is the most fair disadvantage I've ever heard in my life.
You didn't realize it's someone else.
Be cool, be cool, be
Can
cool.
I
be
also
cool.
have you roll perception?
Yes.
You didn't realize
Well, I
you were
got
holding hands with
Yeah,
the
so-
money.
Ah! The fucking Scooby-Doo episode.
Exactly. Sorry, alright, I'm distracting.
Being Nadar. No.
He is a +4 to perception, so. Okay, well, I rolled a 7.
With the 17, you notice a rather large pod of rats, sort of scurry across the street, and then duck into a hole in what looks like a fairly abandoned building.
A pod, you say?
Do I hear the rats say anything?
You do still have speak with animal up, don't you?
I do.
You
Jeez,
hear...
boys!
I was gonna say it basically sounds like dialogue from Ratatouille, but when they're talking about like breaking into the restaurant to steal food.
I'll
All
just
voiced by the
I'll
penguins.
All right,
chuckle at
boys, we
that.
got a heist, and we're all
Yeah.
gonna get an equal share. See, and one's like, "Oh, boss, you're not gonna torn at us at the last second, so you get a bigger hoard for yourself, are you?" And he's like, "Nah, I'm not that kind of a rat. I'm a rat,
This
but I'm not that kind of a rat." Insight check.
Ariel will just kind of chuckle at that sight.
Your passive insight tells you that the rat is likely lying and will likely leave his cohorts at a moment's notice in the event
Because he's
there's
a
any kind of
damn
trouble.
dirty rat.
I'm gonna retell this this drama, this telenovela to Red Rage in a way that hopefully she would understand.
What would a storyteller check be? Roll me performance.
9.
9.
So, for those of you who've watched the hit animated show Bob's Burgers, it's up there with Linda's retelling of Little King Trashmouth.
Yes.
It makes about as much sense. There's a lot of exposition that's missing because it's been forged already in Rail's head. So you're kind of coming into the show half-cocked, and Red Rage is just sort of smiling and nodding and like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Wow.
happen.
And so he's gonna betray all of his other buddies? That sounds rude.
Well, you see, you can tell he's lying because of the way his eye kind of squints up a little bit when he's talking, but you kind of just have to know that sort of thing.
Yes, a tell. That is often the best way to determine or tell if someone is being deceitful. It's very
Well,
astute
rats
of you.
specifically, you see,
Yeah.
and Rail kind of goes off on a tangent about like the different characteristics of rats because she's very familiar with what it's like
So
to
you've
be a rat.
you've spent a fair amount of time understanding the rats of Moag. You know exactly how they, well, not exactly, but you feel like you have a pretty decent understanding as to the inner workings and machinations of the rat social
Mindset.
structure of Moag. Rat Society of Moag.
Yeah, high rat
Um,
society.
exactly. It's
Call will just look at Red Rage. Yeah, she's just like this sometimes.
has it been like this since the thing?
No, she just gets excited. She's always just gotten excited about
Got it.
stuff.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, especially when she speaks with creatures. One time we were walking in the forest and she got really enamored in a drama involving a family of blue jays. That was really the only fact I remember straight about the entire story.
It's are
Oh, the
hyper.
Blue Jays. You see, there was this one Blue Jay she got cursed,
You
and
Blue
they
Jays?
cursed her entire family, so her entire family got turned into Blue Jays, and they could only eat dirt. And so this Blue Jay had to go on a mission, and she had to go and find this lady in the woods who would give her this magic pair of scissors to clip her wings so that she could turn back into a human. But in order to get the scissors, she had to trick some kids into getting eaten by the witch. It was a little dark at some points, but oh man, you should have been there. It was wild.
Just the way.
Those kids needed to get over the garden wall first, though.
I was hoping someone would catch that.
Oh, absolutely, right off the bat.
Why I said ain't that just the way, because that's what
what-
the
yeah.
little brother says. Yeah. Episode 1.
Oh wow, I'm not a super fan. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Adelaide to Adelaide. Anyway.
Potatoes and molasses.
Hmm. So okay. So I was thinking about like what would they like, and like obviously cheese. So I'm like, oh, what if I had Monterey Jack? And I realized that doesn't exist here, because.
Monterey.
So is there like a Ravnica
Monterey.
Jack? Can I get like
Moag
a Ravnica?
Jack.
Ravnica Jack or something.
Ravnica is known for having a wide assortment of like creameries and dairies.
Sourdough.
Lots of sourdough. It's definitely like a culinary mecca, so to speak. But they don't deal like there's a lot of things that come into Ravnica, but not a lot of stuff that leaves Ravnica, if that makes sense. So like to sample a lot of these culinary delights, you either have to be lucky enough for someone to have gotten something out of Ravnica, or to go to Ravnica to experience it. So
I see.
Looking
Jack,
at you, darkness.
What?
that's where all the best food is.
It's true.
Alright, so you make it back to Babs's Baubles. The door is currently locked, but obviously you knock on the door. Babs lets you in. They're very happy to see you. Snowy's always happy to see the rest of the party. Spirit is also there. Did we want to bring Spirit with us? Because there was some hemming and hawing at the end of last session as to whether or not we wanted to do that. I said it
I
sounded
want-
like a great idea, and everybody else went, well, then obviously we shouldn't do it.
To be
very
fair, my
confused.
logic was much more than you saying it's a great idea.
I thought it was a great idea, but I decided that the best way to make that decision would be to ask Spirit if he wants to come with us, because he is his own person. He is his own horse, and he can decide whether or not he wants to go back to the place that probably treated him like shit. You know what I mean?
Spirit, when you what does Spirit sound like?
Well.
Thank you.
Oh.
Spirit does in fact sound like Mr. Ed.
No, the horse runs over the garden wall.
Rail. You
Awesome.
have to understand Rail. Something about me, Rail.
I actually hate this.
I love the fact that he's just Mr. Ed now.
Spirit is supposed to be this majestic thing, but nope, this is Rails. Nope.
Damn it.
Sorry.
Let me tell you something, Wrangle.
Oh, what
Rail.
something.
Right, like anytime
Oh
he
my
whinnies, the whinny
God.
sounds majestic as fuck.
Oh,
Listen, I couldn't make them great voices all of the time because then you'd be like, I want to talk to every animal forever. If I make them all sound like super cool or super adorable, no, some of them
I
need to
love
sound
it.
fucking obnoxious.
I love it.
This is one of no
My face hurts.
Rail.
Then he needs to offer Cerveza Cristal and will be complete.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
Mm.
Spirit.
Oh, little lady. If you need a magnificent steed, then I'm your man.
Ride into battle.
Spirit has been
You're like a-
irretrievably changed.
Just the spirit of John Wayne haunting a horse now. That's just all it is.
Do you remember the Bob's Burgers episode with Tina when she finally gets to like meet a horse
Yes.
in real life and her
Mhm.
whole perception of horses is just shattered?
Yes. You wanted all of these animals to follow you. You're getting all these animals.
Well, no, I'm asking Spirit if he would like to return to Wrath with us on our perilous journey. He has the option to stay if Babs is willing to house him.
That's
but-
like she'd love to have, this big strapping horse, but like it's not super like it's cool to have, but like
Well, I would expect the Harpotes to take him when they go back to Stronghold, right?
No, there's
if that's definitely an option. It's like Spirit adores you and will do whatever you command him to do. And I will continue to do the voice if so provoked. So it is your decision if you would like to bring Spirit with you. He is willing to do whatever. He is a war horse, and you are his general. So if you command him to stay, he'll stay. If you command him to go, he'll go. If you command him to change his voice, he'll do his best. But
No guarantees.
I would like for Spirit to come with us just because I feel better knowing that he's like safe, and I feel like he's probably safer with us.
Nothing says keeping him safe like bringing him back to the place where we stole him from.
Hey, you know what?
He might get
Technically-
recognized.
Technically, we stole him from the woods.
Yeah, but
But could we put the disguise vest on him? Does that work?
you know what? I will say.
Well, I've been primping and pampering him. He's got braids in his hair. He's
which
all,
is a
like,
fair point, by the
fluffed
way.
up and
This probably
shampooed
doesn't
now.
look like the exact same horse.
He's got a new saddle and everything.
I would argue that in the event that there was a very, very high check made, maybe he'd be recognized, but it's you know what? Go ahead and roll me a we'll call it roll me an intelligence roll.
I would argue that the only person in Wrath that would be capable of recognizing
Ooh, nat 1.
Oh no.
And then
Well.
go ahead and roll me a history check just for funsies.
Nat 1.
him. History check.
See how much you can remember about how horses are,
Not much.
You don't remember shit about how horses are managed, maintained, or distributed. So for all you know, like you
I
could,
don't know
if you want.
shit.
I mean,
And
it's
I
not,
know
you
shit
can't
about fuck.
recall.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
can't
don't know.
recall.
Yeah.
You can't
Recall.
And
But
as
that
far as
being
Rail
said,
can tell,
if you
this
wanted
might
to
not
try
even be
and
her horse.
I was gonna say, if you wanted to try and convince Rael of one thing or another, because you are from there, go ahead and roll either a persuasion or a deception. You don't have to tell them which one, but you'll need to tell me.
Eh. Nah, I won't
Yeah?
speculate.
Okay.
And that one for me actually makes total sense because I've lived my entire life in the like isolated forest. Any wild animal is just a wild animal. Like nobody keeps horses. Like if they want to hang around us, they'll hang around us, but that's about it.
I was gonna say,
So
Dorwine doesn't have a lot of domesticated animals. Like,
yeah.
the relationship between animal and wood elf in Dorwine is a lot more of that of like a pet parent, where like they'll have
We
chickens.
coexist.
There's a lot of coexisting with animals. No one's like kept
Yeah.
in things outside of like for safety reasons. They'll be like, "All right, little chickens, you need to go inside. Otherwise, Mr. Fox might do his thing." And I'm not here to bag on Mr. Fox's vibe, but at the same time, I don't want you all to die. So back in your hole. Like
Exactly.
it's not quite that hippy dippy, but it's a little hippy dippy at times.
Like fucking Sebastopol.
Mhm.
It's more like it's a little more like Half Moon Bay, like in the sense that people are like super reserved and a little hoity-toity about it. So like they're
That
kind of
makes sense.
fancy. They're like, this is my chicken. He doesn't do anything he doesn't want to do. He's not in the mood to. She's not in the mood to lay chickens right now or lay eggs right now. So like, and we really value that for her. Like, we're in touch with our emotions, but also we're cunty.
We're the rich hippies that
Yes, yes,
uh,
it's that.
we're too wealthy from our inn, so we came down here.
Exactly that. They wanted a view. Um, so I needed to restructure the map a little bit because I forgot that it was a bit dated and a little too consolidated. So just for transparency, the pathing looks a little bit more like this between Ratnar, Wrath, and Argamon.
Oh.
There is a bit more desert travel between Wrath and the rest of the world.
Okay.
All right.
If that changes your
Sense.
perception or how you want to handle.
Yeah, no, I was
take
going
it
off the
down.
old map, so yeah, it's definitely a little bit closer. But okay.
So yeah, Spirit can come with us. It'll be good to have someone to help pull a wagon if needed, you know. Yeah. I've got Spirit and you in tow.
Red Rage is really excited for Spirit. Red Rage will do like a quick one over of the horse, just to sort of like inspect and like pull up his hoofs, check out the bit and the bridle and all that good fun stuff. And they'll compliment you on your equine, your exquisite equine.
Equanimity.
Thank you. Looking for alliterativeness. See, this
Hold
is
on,
why
I
we
gotta
have
do
the pampered cleric from Ravnica.
I gotta do
You're like looking for the word equanimity, I think.
fuck.
Yeah.
Thank you, Darkness. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. It's like
Constitution
cool.
saving
Whatever,
throw.
man.
I kind of like almost puke a little bit, but I hold it back just from being so overwhelmed with compliments that I become flushed and I'm like, oh, thank you. I just do what he tells me. You know, he likes what he likes, and I just help him get comfortable and get him what he needs. You know, that's all.
Smile and nod at you warmly. Darkness, can you actually roll me an investigation check really quick?
Investigation. I'm investigating things. Oh, that was almost a 20.
Almost
15.
investigated it.
So, after like having some one-on-one dialogue with Red Ridge for like for the first time in a while, especially after seeing the wanted posters, like you feel like you totally remember seeing Red Rage at an event once upon a time, like back in Ravnica.
Dude. Wait a minute.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Were you at the, like, 9 Inch Ogre Nails concert back in 03?
So I'll be like, I was there. Yeah, holy shit, we're like,
Oh my God.
I was in the pit the whole time. Where the fuck were you? Like, are you even old enough to go to that show? Did you like sneak in?
So, do you remember the dude who, like, got up on stage and, like, dive bombed the crowd right on the final song?
Yeah, I was really worried that kid was gonna get his shit beat in. Like, holy fuck, it was wild. Like, he just flew off of the stage and then like into a black void. It was pretty fucking epic, but I thought he died.
Yeah, definitely broke my arm on that one, but it was fucking
That was
awesome, wasn't it?
you?
Yeah, it was me.
Oh my god, that's so awesome. And then like they'll just start like buddying over like
Oh no.
did you see them in did you see them in 2000, like back when before they switched out their drummer and it was that one like Goliath dude like who ended up
No
having to leave over
way.
creative differences. Yeah, no, it was wild. He was a complete piece of shit, but like man, he had some fucking skills.
Oh, dude, I'm like so jealous. No, my parents wouldn't let me go. Like, I tried to escape, but like, the dog catcher kept catching me. They had to
Parents
tape
are
my
the
door
fucking
shut.
worst.
Dude, tell me about it. They'll go fucking all night. He's so happy. Like, this is the first time I think anybody in the party has seen Darkness like really happy and like energetic about something.
With
Um,
Ash.
yeah. Oh, I mean, he's been kind of mopey about Ash. They haven't really gotten to see him even engage with Ash. So, yeah, he's pretty thrilled to have someone who he like can recognize and grok with, who's not immediately going to turn him into his parents.
9 Inch Scales is so good.
That's
so
actually really
good.
good. Yeah. The 9 inch. What did you say? 9 inch ogres.
Ogre nails.
Ogre nails.
9 inch ogre nails.
So much more. So we're gonna go with
Scales
we're
is
gonna
better.
retcon for 9 inch scales.
9 Inch
Inch Scales is better.
So good.
It is a all. It's generally a Dragonborn led rock opera or metal opera band, so like symphonic metal, with a Dragonborn lead
It's a
singer.
thing.
I love it. I heard that.
Canon accepted. Hey, now we get to full circle with the Master of Puppets animation from
I was
one of
just
our
thinking about posting
one of
it
our
again.
earliest episodes.
Hell yeah.
Rael all of a sudden really wants to learn how to play the drums.
Yeah.
Dominating the countryside.
There you go. Put in
I
the
have to
wrong
scroll
place.
back pretty far to find it. Ah.
There you go.
Burning all the people and their thatched roof.
Fantastic.
Babs. Babs will mention that she's in need of some components in order to sort of send off everybody, including the horse, and she's wondering if anybody has. She basically needs like a gold piece per person, which I believe everybody has. As I'm looking at
Yeah.
your character sheets.
Yeah.
So everyone go ahead and strike 1 gold from your character sheet. 2 for those of you, or plus whatever, depending on how many others you're bringing with you.
Yes.
So Arkmon, you would
3.
be 2, or 3, excuse me, because trips. Rail, you would also be. You would be 2. You would be 3 because you have Spirit and you. Red Rage can pay her own way. Tyke will thank you, Arkmon, for paying her way because they don't make a whole lot of money in Moag. How they keep the poor is by paying them not great wages.
I'll give her a squeeze and a kiss and let her know that I'm happy that coming along.
She'll turn like she'll go from that orange color from the fake spray tan to like bright red. Like she's just very nervous about PDA. Even though your mom's not here, your dad's not here, she's still like, we're boyfriend and girlfriend now. This is still having a hard time in front of other humans. People. I was gonna say I think there's only one human amongst the party.
No,
No,
that. Oh wait, no, Jackie's not human.
he's
Yeah.
not human. He's half
Part-
human.
I'm part human.
He thinks he's part human. He's half elf. We've never really determined what the other half is.
Also an elf.
Half Jackie.
Half Jackie. Half cheese wheel.
Half cheese wheel.
Most
I'm gonna have to come up with a plane of chease. Just
Baldur's
to send
Gate.
Jackie there one day. It is the cheese plane. Alright, so teleportation up, and you can feel sort of this weird jello-y, gel-like fluid sort of encapsulate you as you then eventually blink from Moag to the lovely foothill hamlet of Ergamon. Whoosh. Let's go ahead and take a quick little break so we can refresh some drinkies, use the potty. I can switch the
Yes.
audio, do a little dabby, maybe
Do
get
some but
smashies.
Debbie. Alright. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I shall be right back.
Gang's all here.
And together we are gay fish.
What?
Motherfucking gay fish.
Captain, do you not like fish sticks?
Well, make me a gay fish.
I had to go down on that mackerel on the dish. Because you know that I'm a gay fish.
I will say, as soon as like cause yeah, we're not on a super time constraint, I suppose, in some regards, but obviously we're not like taking fucking weeks on anything. But I suppose Arkmon's really interested in actually attuning this ring at some point.
The one with
Ring of Mind Shielding, yes.
yes.
The one that carries the spirit
Your
of.
mind.
Doesn't that just take like a day of wearing it or something?
Yeah, is it just a?
Or a week.
Okay. I thought there was like
Week.
some kind of magical element that maybe I wasn't proficient in that needed to be taken care of, but
The magical element was Razor's life force being severed from the mortal coil, so like at
oh, there you go.
first it's hard for you to really hear it, but once the execution happens, which like you can all like you kind of come out of the teleportation, and like as you're coming out you kind of feel this weird sense of clarity, like you know that the person who was originally tethered to this ring is no longer.
So you're confirming that Razor is
Yeah.
dead now.
One feels confirmed that Razor is no longer.
Dang.
He's moved to a
He
farm
would-
upstate? I don't know what you're talking about.
Call will get kind of quiet and just kind of take a second to himself to mark the moment.
I don't think you know yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I-
I thought Arkmon was saying
Call would be the other one who would know. He also has an item that needs to be attuned to him.
That's true.
Oh,
So,
okay.
so anybody who has items that might need to be attuned of Razors would sort of feel like this weird, like sudden chill, which is
Aw.
odd because like it's it's kind of a it's a warm day in the fall. It's not like an unseasonably warm day. It's the kind of day where you need like a light like overshirt because it's just warm enough and it's kind of delightful except for Arkmon and for Call who as they kind of blink into the stranger's shrine kind of can feel the sinking feeling that something's been cut.
Cole will kind of share a knowing look with Arkmon.
Yeah,
What
I
was
mean,
the item that he gave you?
The bracers, the
Yeah.
bracers of tactical blow.
Oh. Ah.
And you'll never find the orb.
It is gone and forgotten.
Do I feel any tether with my orb?
No, because I wasn't attuned to your orb.
Ray was almost attuned to the orb, which is why they're not experiencing any kind of like exhaustion or major detriment from the cursed item not being within their immediate possession.
No, I'm saying Razor wasn't attuned to the orb, so
Oh
Ray
no, Razor
wouldn't.
wasn't attuned to the orb.
Ah.
This is literally like Razor's spirit leaving the items he left with Arkmon and Call.
Oh, I know. I'm just wondering if I feel any kind of pull in any particular direction.
Roll me a knowledge religion check.
14.
The 14, you do feel like you are closer than you have been before.
Rail's feeling a little funny today. little peppy, little pep in her step.
But funnier than usual.
Yeah.
yeah. I will say in response to Paul earlier, Arkmod would make his way over to Call after meeting his gaze, and it's kind of mentioned just one-on-one to him. You felt that too?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that, and I'll go to, I'll look at the ring, and kind of, with the ability to identify it, kind of recognize potentially its abilities.
Yep.
I'll look over to Call as well, and if he doesn't mind, I cast Identify on his bracers here.
Feel the known properties to you, and you can communicate those to Call. If you would like to.
Yeah. I'll turn my ring invisible as I'm looking at it.
Okay. That's a pretty good idea.
What's the weather like here?
Right now it's like I mentioned, it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's so like later in the day, and since it's like in the fall, things are starting to get a little bit darker outside. It's a bustly city though. People are living. It kind of reminds you of Arcadia a little bit, which is nice. It feels like a very quaint village. Lots of people just sort of milling about their lives. It smells great. There are lots of places that are starting to sort of stoke the flames and like get food ready. You can kind of smell like that Maillard for meats that are getting, slowly roasted over a fire for the evening
Beef.
supper. Mostly pig.
Yeah, beef.
Lots of pork. Like you can smell lots of pork being prepared. Lots of chickens, that kind of thing. Not a lot of beef per se, but lots of cows and chickens.
Beef.
Jackie's already ready to follow his nose.
Wherever it goes.
I figured we were going to take a quick break, so we will
Yeah.
continue in
Yeah.
like 10
we did not take a break. We
Oh,
just
I'm
like
sorry.
we
No,
jumped
we're breaking
right
break.
in. We jumped
Yeah,
right into
That was
the.
a quick break. It
We're
was
Nergamon!
very
We're
quick.
gonna take a quick break. Oh, by the way, a
Come on!
character that you all know died, and
Yeah.
That's a great time to cut the commercial.
I mean, yeah. Thank you, Craig.
I mean,
Avenge me, and we'll be right back.
I mean, that is usually when the commercial break would happen for, something along those lines.
that's like how all of the episodes that made me cry, for better or for worse, ended.
You the newest Hot Wheels commercial.
Dude, 90s commercials slapped.
They did.
Some
Oh
Shit.
my
of them
god.
Actually, now that I think about it, there's
So
only
over the
one episode that I remember making me cry with death, and it's the one where the dog dies.
Yeah.
that would
Holy
do
shit.
it.
Not the doggo. No.
A fucking episode of Futurama.
Also the episode where the dog dies.
Oh my god.
He doesn't technically die.
He
waits
dies.
No, I know he eventually dies, but that's not the sad part. The sad part is that he waited. Like, sure, it said that he died, but no, the true sorrow happens when Fry's like, oh, he probably lived a rich,
That is
happy,
it.
full life.
Nope.
He probably found another owner who, like, loved the shit out of him. And nope, he just went back to that pizza place every day and he waited for Fry to come back and he never did.
It is the meanest piece of dramatic irony
Mm-hmm.
in all of. I will say, I'll argue with like all of show.
I long to
Yeah.
one day come up with something that hurts quite that bad. That's
I think we're all traumatized from that episode. Like, if you didn't weep, like, just
a red flag.
your whole body,
It is a red
something's
flag for
wrong
me.
with you.
It is
Yeah.
a red flag for me if
Yeah.
if you talk to another human being and you go, okay,
Can you
so
all stop talking about it?
You watched it and you're like, that
Not
fucking
That
cunt
shit
dog.
sad as
Get out.
It's fucking sad as shit.
That is definitely a
But-
case for sociopathy.
But that's the great thing about something like a show like Futurama is because it's fucking funny as hell a lot of points. But then it's like, oh my god, it could be that other side of it at the same time. Fucking crushing.
Yup.
Speaking of shows that make you openly weep, the Van Gogh episode from Doctor Who.
Oh,
even-
yeah.
If I even see screenshots of it, I start tearing up. Like, it's so fucking sad and deep and beautiful at the same time.
I have never watched Doctor Who.
It's okay.
David Tennant stuff is good. If you
Yeah.
appreciate British humor, start with David Tennant stuff. It's actually a lot
David
of fun.
Tennant is my cousin.
You can start.
Cool as fuck.
You can
Fucking
start
yeah.
with the Doctor before Tenet because it's just one season and
Eccleston.
it built up some cool things, but it really is about Tenet.
Eccleston.
I would say 3/4 of Matt Smith stuff is pretty good too.
Matt Smith was cute. No, yeah,
I
we
was-
are distant cousins. Like we. Had my family stayed in Scotland, we probably would have been closer. But since we left, like a bunch of idiots, it's on my mom's side.
Woodland.
I thought about
That's
sending him.
pretty awesome.
I've thought about sending him an email with an attached copy of the family tree, just to be like, I swear I'm not crazy.
Hey, cousin.
But hey, cousin. Not trying to be weird, but like, I don't have any family that I like really. Extended family anyway. It'd be cool if you were cool, but like, you don't have to be cool. I get it. I don't have any other. It's not like you would be the only one, or you would be the only one. So the difference between 1 and 0 is infinite, right? So like,
Right.
I'm not
alright,
tired.
I'm gonna go pee and then I'll be ready.
This music is giving me like the end of the Lord of the Rings kind of feeling. It's
Oh.
like bittersweet almost.
It's like some Disney town or some shit like that.
Yeah. You're kind of in mourning, but also you saved the world.
When Manna was talking about that, all I thought of was fucking Insane Clown Posse. Look, I love my family more than anyone here, but my homies are family too. Third cousins, get the fuck out of here.
Save the world, but Frodo's got to go anyway. Frodo dies in the end, don't forget.
I gave my water closet a proper scrubbing today during my lunch break.
Gotta listen to that song now.
It's probably the richest thing I think you've said in a while.
You're the one who told me it's called a water closet.
It is.
In British UK, we're in fucking America.
Like I even did like the baseboards and shit. Did around the toilet bowl.
But it is a water closet because there's no sink or anything else. It's just
There's no sink.
just a toilet in a room.
This toilet. It's a very small room too. Sometimes I wish it was just like one tile set.
Dude, for reals though, like
Just
goddamn.
one tile set. Yeah, it's over half a tile set bigger. Just so that I can have my squatty potty in there without having to worry about the door hitting it every day.
It attacks me every time.
I know, I'm sorry, but it helps my colon. What? I'm sorry, everybody poops.
I am sorry that
Everybody
poop. I wish some people didn't.
Sometimes.
My fucking homies. Homies.
Damn it. Keep not putting shit in memes. Damn it. I do love
Alright,
that one.
who's gonna die next?
Ooh, me.
Shut the
I
fuck
mean,
up.
what are we doing next?
Do me.
I mean, it might be something from the Littlest Pet Shop, but like, who's to
Jesus Christ.
Don't
maybe
be
it'll
morbid.
Spike, I don't know.
And emergency food. I mean, spirit.
Excuse you.
Emergency food.
Spirit would eat you, alright? No, not you.
No!
No!
Not you! No!
Alright, who's
What
ready
have I
to get back into this?
Let's do it.
Yep.
So, you arrive in this mystery chapel. It's pretty barren. It's very clean though. It doesn't look like it's dilapidated or in poor working condition. It's got a very few set of benches and pews to kind of sit at. It looks like there's really only like there's barely enough room for everyone here, and Spirit's definitely taking up the lion's share of the stage right now. He kind of quickly clops off and into kind of like the alleyway. And from upstairs you can hear someone go, "Is that a horse?" Uru, you recognize this voice.
Yeah. Sorry to barge like this, Ikea. Situations kind of came up and we needed to move relatively quick.
Who are
but yeah.
you? Remind me.
Urugaru. I'm the Goliath from the Ratnar Mountains that you helped get to
Oh,
Babs.
that's right. I'm so sorry. There's been a few number of people coming by. Okay, yes, absolutely. You brought friends. Lots of friends. Can you please can he go outside?
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Points to the horse.
I'll take care of it, and Rail will just kind of shuffle all the animals out into the alleyway.
Like, oh, the wolf can stay. That's fine. It's just like the horse is big, and he looks like he's got to go potty, and
Apologies for the sudden intrusion.
well, any friend of Ugu Gagu is a friend of mine.
That's pretty close.
Good enough.
Boingo, boingo.
That's what I
Oh.
mean.
Boingo, boingo.
What brings you all to the grand shrine of Mystara on this fine day?
Well, as I said, we have to get to Wrath, and it is not life or death, but certainly urgent. And I figured this was the quickest way there was to get halfway and figure out the rest from there. So
And how did you get here exactly? Like, don't get me wrong. It's not that I mind the company. It's just
I used Babs's circle and reversed from the way you sent me.
What a clever little harem gun. How is Babs doing? I haven't heard from her in so long. She used to message me all the time, and she suddenly went kind of quiet on me.
She's doing well. She's had difficulties, but I think she's handling it well.
I suppose I should go check in on her one of these days. Very well. So just sort of passing by on your way to the desert.
Yeah, that would be the plan.
He kind of looks you up and down and goes, "You're not really Have you been to a desert before?"
I've been to the mountains and then not, so no.
Yes.
Ideally, we would be able to resupply here in town before moving forward.
Like, well, Argamon does welcome many a merchant, and if you've got the coin to spend, we definitely have the goods to share.
Thank you.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine, Mr. She kind of like looks you up and down, and she's like, "May I?" And she kind of like takes a pointed finger, and she looks like she wants to poke you.
Call will just kind of like look at the finger, look at her, and just like give a small nod, kind of having an idea of what she needs to do.
She's a wee bit taller than you, so she's kind of giving older sister vibes right now. She's about 7 foot. She's shorter than Urugaru, but like not by she's shorter than Urugaru by about a head, but like she's taller than you by the same, and so she just sort of like reaches over with a very tender touch, and with her middle finger she kind of like smudges like the black makeup. She's like, "Oh, cute." She's gonna like wipe it off on her tabard.
Is she a dragonborn?
No, she is a
She's
Goliath.
a Goliath.
Oh,
On a slightly related note, is there an armorer in town? Maybe somebody that might be able to make helms for Dragonborn.
What kind of town would we be if we didn't? She kind of pulls out what looks sort of like a it almost gives like Disneyland map vibes, where it just sort of seems like a very small but like hand drawn outline of what the city has to offer. Argamon does have the Old Forge. It's run by a man named Darlton. Old half elf tradesman. Just gonna point on the map where he's located. It's a hop, skip, and a jump. You know, that whole shtick.
Thank you again. I appreciate it.
Of course. Is there anything else I can help direct any of you to while you're here?
Well, we'll be needing supplies for the trip through the desert.
She'll mention that there's a general store named Audrey's. located points of the map here. Take a left at the rooster. If you find the goat, you've gone too far.
Perhaps you have to have an apothecary in town.
We have an alchemist shop. There's the pink filter. She'll point to the map and be like, it's just over yonder. Run by Alexia and their partner Adam.
I'll look to Tyke. She's alright with heading over there.
Yeah, she'll sort of make a mental note of the map and be like, yeah, I think that makes sense. The town is kind of really well laid out in sort of a circular format, so everything's pretty easy to go find. Retrospective, it's the best designed city thus far in terms of like the ease to get to places. Like the temples all seem to be located in the center of the town, whereas like the outside ring happens to be like your taverns, your tailoring, your leatherworking, the inns, the hunting cabin. There's a place to get herbs and incenses. There's groceries. There's a butcher, called the Roast and Cleaver that has some of the best specialty meats, outside of Ravnica. Like there's a place called Bun and Cake, which is a bakery.
Suppose I could be interested in stopping by the armory as well afterward, just to perhaps get Tyke a better short sword. I don't think we have like an extra like good one right now. Maybe we do, but
I don't believe there's currently a spare one unless I will point out Tyke can use bows. And Jackie has Whisper.
Yeah, if Tank wants to use Whisper, that's fine.
If you're not using it.
Not currently, but mostly into daggers these days.
Oh, wait, if you're not using Whisper, could I have it?
ooh, I mean,
Are you sure you want to do that?
Well, what does it do again? I don't remember.
it's twisted.
If
like-
you shoot from
sorry.
stealth, you're shooting like psychic damage arrows, and if they kill somebody, it makes them scream and shriek as their brains melt out their ears.
That's part of why Jackie doesn't like using it, actually. Jackie doesn't like how mean it feels.
I mean,
What?
if you are a mentally stable person who's okay with doing such things, then
I might not be, actually. Never mind.
Yeah, this is the worst person to use it.
Dude, that sounds pretty fucking metal.
it's sort of why Jackie never offered it, for the record.
Darkness is like,
Darkness
wait,
is-
actually, can I
Wait
use
a
it?
minute.
Considering archery.
Yeah, I've never fired a bow before, but like, I mean, what better time to start than now?
There is a whole needs to be hidden variable in order for it to work, which is a little hard to do when you're in full plate.
My name is Darkness, okay? I can hide
mean-
just as well as anybody.
Sure.
No, you can't. Throw that out there right now.
What he can do is fly.
It's true, but it's not
Look
exactly a
pretty
stealthy
fly while
maneuver 'cause
flying.
he's usually flying while in a dark orb. And Whisper needs to act under not the metaphorical cover of darkness, but literally you can't. The part of the psychological horror of it is they don't know where it came from, and if they know that it comes from the big orb in the sky, it doesn't do the psychic part.
Yeah, but they wouldn't know exactly where inside the orb.
Yeah.
The center.
I love how you're trying to min-max this with the person who created the item. I'm telling you, if you want to give it a shot, go for it. We'll see what happens.
Clearly, we just have to have multiple orbs of darkness flying around.
So they don't know which
Mm.
orbs. It's like a shell game.
It's like a yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just need all of you to take levels of Twilight Cleric, and we can make this work.
We're
One
playing,
level.
playing 3 orb Monty, are we?
Uh-huh.
Find the pretty
Ra-
orby. Find the pretty
Ra-
orby. Where's the
Rail's
pretty orby?
favorite
Everyone
game,
keeps
3
everyone
orb
keeps
Monty.
saying orb, and Ray's ears just keep twitching.
Find your orb, Ray. Find your orb. Follow
Wait,
the orb.
not
Follow
saying
the orb.
a
Where's the orb?
word.
Where's the orb?
Orb was the friends we made along the way.
Oh my god. Give me my orb.
So Kakea is really, really welcoming towards everybody who's here. She starts to like set up some tea and is like willing to help direct people to wherever it is that they're looking to go within the city. Call had mentioned wanting to go check out the smithy. Arkmon had mentioned wanting to go check out the alchemist's shop. Was anybody else interested in checking out? Here, I can post
I suppose.
secret here.
I suppose we'll swing by the smithy after the alchemist shop since it's
I imagine
so well
once
laid
everyone's
out.
done shopping, we're gonna go get some food.
Hell yeah.
So
Got to.
I'll be
You
alright.
just ate 2 hours ago.
We gotta find an inn.
That was 2 hours
That
ago.
was 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
It also smells amazing. And it's getting towards dinner time.
I suppose I could eat.
Teleportation does take a hot turnaround.
Jackie's
it's not
like-
instantaneous.
Chewing on a grilled cheese right now. Like, when are we gonna go get some food?
It's
It's just kind of cold.
a snack.
You're
Not a
actively
bad
eating
grilled
right this
cheese,
moment.
But like it'll
Yeah, but that's not-
do
Food? That's just a snack.
a snack.
This is an appetizer. This is what you eat before you eat, so you get more hungry.
It's a snack, so you can have something before your appetizer, before the big meal.
Okay, look at
Before
this
the
shit.
dessert.
Hold
So I
on.
posted in High Rollen a outline of all of the available
Ooh.
resources for you guys currently in Ergamon.
Herbs?
We're gonna split the
Ooh.
party.
We could
Split
do
the party. Split, split
it's
party.
it's a shopping episode, everybody. This is where we learn more stuff about the world, how it operates. Actually, if I can go ahead and get initiative for everybody, for those of you who have adventuring companions, traveling companions, those companions will just work on your initiative order.
Duke.
I'm just trying to get an understanding as to like who we should go
Oh,
over
wow.
first. If anyone's traveling together, we can go over that later. We'll just take the higher initiative roll from the two, from whomever is traveling as a pod.
Hey! My roll not come out? No!
Mine was a little bit delayed, so
It was good. Okay, I'm hoping it comes out still. Damn, I got a 21. Doesn't really matter. I mean, it's just playing out what we're doing. That's weird, though.
Go ahead and roll again then, see what's up.
See, let me do it on this screen. We'll refresh. Fresh and so clean. 12 now. Damn, it
was
just flipped the
gonna say,
numbers.
It's
That's fucked.
reversed.
That's fucked.
Okay.
Looking at my
blah,
other
blah, blah,
screen.
blah,
Look at
blah.
that shit.
Call. Did anyone want to travel with Call?
Where's Call
Where are
going?
you going?
The
Call
smithy
Call said to do
first.
the smithy.
I'll go with Paul.
You'll go with Call? Alright.
I'm
Jared,
assuming
we'll go with
there's
you.
Ooh.
like a stable somewhere where I can park Spirit and you. Or-
You're welcome to do so either at like the taverns or you're welcome to do so at the Slaughtered Elk Inn, or you could technically just leave it here. There's a small stable outside of the shrine. There's in the center of Ergamon. It's sort of like a holy district, like a religious district, where various clergy come to worship. The four gods that are worshipped in this city openly are Ilmater, Kelmavor, Lathander, and Mystara.
Okay, I'll leave Spirit at
At the
one
shrine.
of the. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good. You could also bring him with you if you wanted. It's totally fine to have him patrol with you on the street if you wanted to ride him.
I'd rather not draw too
alright.
much attention.
Sure. Okay, so we're leaving him behind. Call, Rail, and Red Rage are going to travel as a pod. Rail, Red Rage.
And you.
And you, thank you. And then next in the initiative order we have Urugaru. Urugaru, what did you want to do?
I am somewhere quiet where I can meditate.
Quiet, meditate, likely in the Shrine to Mystara. Sounds good. Next up we have Arkmon. What does Arkmon want to do? Anything you wanted to check out the alchemist shop?
Yeah, to the pink filter first, and then we'll make our way down to the old forge.
Alchemist and then to the forge.
Yeah, although I'm also interested in Walton's incense as well. The herbs.
Alright, so we want to do alchemy and then incense.
Let's do alchemy and then smithy.
Alchemy and then smithy. Alright. And then... Did anybody want to go with Archmon?
Yeah, I'll go with him.
You'll go with... Alright, Jackie and Archmon.
I
Then we
might get lost in the
have
grocery
Darkness.
store, but
What would Darkness be doing? I think
mean-
Darkness is gonna go looking to see if he can. I mean, there's probably not gonna be any in this town, but see if there's any presence of the deepness.
There... Okay. So you're going to actively look for presence of the deep?
Yeah.
Alright.
I will say, I mean, you were joking about it, but actually, Jackie, I mean, if you're trying to stop by the grocery and get some provisions, I trust you the most with it. How are you doing on gold?
Everyone's
okay.
pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone should have enough to buy whatever it is they're looking for within reason. Like, if we're talking food rations, you should be fine. If you're looking for anything beyond that, might be a bit different. Okay, so we'll start with the top of the round, which is Call, Rail, and Red Rage, as they visit the smithy. It is a relatively small shop. They don't have a whole lot of fancy items. There is a singular +1 short sword, and there's a little bit of armor. Let's see here, who runs the smithy? It's called the Old Forge. It's run by a half-elf human named Darlton. As you kind of enter in the shop, he's just sort of like sweeping. He has a really hunched over. He has like that artist's back arch where like he's kind of like hunched over. He looks like he has permanent prawn pose. I'll kind of look up. He's only 34, but he kind of carries himself like he's in his 50s, and he's just like, travelers, welcome.
Greetings.
Come in. Take a look around. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll just be over here cleaning. You know, if you can lean, you can clean, as they say. They being me, I'm the head work for myself. Slave driver, I am. Too hard on myself. Sorry. Don't get a lot of travelers looking for new armor.
Is Red Rage looking for any kind of new fit?
Red Rage is kind of like eyeballing all of the works here with the same kind of like polite disdain of somebody who feels like perhaps their craftsmanship is above what they're currently seeing. They're like, this is cute. They're not being mean about it at all, but they're definitely not. You don't see the same light in their eyes that you saw when Call took out the Sword of Bahamut.
Gotcha. You
If
said
you have-
there's no other weapons available.
Is there anything in particular you're looking for?
A longbow would be nice.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Oops. Wrong button. Damn it. Ignore that. That was
That's
I was
initiative,
clicking
you're
too. I was clicking. There
good.
we go. 23.
With the 23, you do see that there is another finely crafted bow. It looks like it's just a basic +2 bow, so like no additional, like there. I don't have you don't have any like, I don't have any like really your D&D language for it beyond the mechanical sense of like you do notice a finely crafted bow. As you kind of examine it, you get the sense that it would give you the +2 modifier.
How much is it?
Great question. You're looking for a short bow or a long bow?
I would prefer a longbow.
+2 long bow. Can you give me a cost? Oh fuck me. Of course not.
Yeah, no, 5e doesn't use cost.
They do. The Xanthar has a breakdown of like the general price range based on rarity. I'm trying to find the table because I don't have Xanthar's book. Because like uncommon is supposed to be around 500 GP. Rare is supposed to be like 5k.
Oh. I have a measly 154 gold. Never mind.
The shopkeeper will be like, yes, I understand that it is a lot of money, but it is a very rare and worthwhile piece. You must admit the craftsmanship is super fine. Wouldn't you agree? And he'll kind of gesture at Red Rage, and Red Rage will like kind of look it up and down and be like, well,
Oh shit! Adam's fighting words.
it's certainly a bow. And she'll look at you and be like, is it something that you want?
I mean, I don't know if this thing is worth 5k. I kind of try to say quietly to Red Rage, but like not really trying to be sneaky about it, you know?
She will roll an insight to see if you are just being polite. Roll it on your character sheet. Roll it for everybody. She rolled a math 22.
Insightful.
So, what I was trying to imply was that like it's okay, but I wouldn't spend 5k on it, you know?
Okay.
Like, yeah.
Maybe 500.
Red Rage will sort of cross their arms and be like, you know, as somebody from the Castalian Empire, I can tell you right now that this bow is maybe worth 3,000 gold. And that is a bit of a stretch. She'll point out, like, you can see that there's some weathering happening here. You can see, like, for a magic item, you know, she'll basically start to try and down talk to the smithy. And let's roll her intimidation check. With advantage because she's from the Castalian Empire. Angie. There we go. Go ahead.
Oh, when you're done, can I roll a history check to see if I know anything about the Castalian Empire?
With a 28,
Oh.
the smithy seems pretty shaken, and he will apologize profusely for trying to. He's like, I'm just trying to, you know, perhaps if you were to buy something else, I could easily see letting it go for 2,500 gold pieces, if that like half off. Like that's a pretty steep 50%. That is a very and there's taxes that I have to pay. Like there's tithing. There's the whole. Work with me here.
Well, you see, I have this really nice short bow, and you know, it's served me pretty well. It's finely crafted from the high mountains of Dorwine, and the folks there, you know, they know what they're doing, and I'd be willing to part with it, you know, for maybe 5 or
You're trying to sell your
I don't
short
have
bow
any.
for 5,000.
million.
Yeah, I don't have any fucking gold, so like I'd be willing to part with it for maybe an additional 100 gold in exchange for the longbow.
Have come in for a helm. I'd be happy to look at them if you have any that would fit a dragonborn.
He'll mention that he doesn't have anything specifically crafted for a dragonborn, but if you've got time to wait, he'd be happy to put something together for you.
It just needs to cover my face.
Oh, if you're just looking for like a simple
Like a bag.
covering,
Mhm.
baby.
He just
I
wants
mean,
to
no one
cover
would
his face.
recognize me with the bag on. It's true.
Nobody
He'll
knew who I
mention that
was.
he can craft
Till
you
I
like
throw the bag.
what would
Until I
effectively.
put
He'll mention that he can craft you what would basically be considered like a fancy hat. In like 2 days' time.
Is there
From
nothing
scratch,
that can be
or
done faster?
he'll mention that he can augment something that's previously there, but it would still take him like a day.
The second option is fine.
Okay. That's gonna be 50 gold pieces.
Okay.
And then with the trade-in value from the short bow, plus the intimidation from Red Rage, you've successfully talked the smithy down from 5,000 gold pieces for the +2 short bow to 2,500.
Yeah, I don't have that.
I have 200 gold.
That is call.
Yes.
You also have platinum.
I have 20 gold pieces, or 20 platinum pieces.
That's fair. I guess it's 225.
Yeah, never mind. I'll keep my short bow.
Sorry, Rail.
Yeah, unfortunately,
What's
buying
that?
magic items is kind of expensive.
Yeah. I didn't realize. We
This
we
group
need
hasn't
a way to
gone-
make money.
We haven't tried.
Yeah, we're a broke
Yeah.
ass crew, actually.
I know.
You have
Except
We're
darkness.
not broke, but we're just not well off.
Except
you're
darkness,
like
probably.
you're middle income. Like
We like made that one big drop at the very beginning, and I don't think we've like done anything since to
Yeah.
actually make money.
That's right.
Gotten paid
We've
for
just
none
kind
of
of
our
been
work.
cruising on that for a little while.
Yeah.
I mean, it's done you fine. It's just if you're trying to buy magic items, it's not the most streamlined
Yeah.
method of doing so. And you haven't been
Yeah.
finding a whole lot of people who have higher level magic items yet. You've gotten a fair number of people who have like +1 shit, but like
Call will consider for a minute. Is there anything that we could do for you while we wait for you to work on this helm that might convince you to lessen the price a little further, or perhaps help pay for it?
to the tune of 2,500, unfortunately, no job that he would need done in the span of less than a day.
So, I'm just going to
Worth a
point
try.
out here, real quick. We have some loot from a while back that we never divvied out. There's a fair amount of it, actually.
Oh,
I don't have any of that in my pack. at this point.
it's all in the bag of holding, isn't it?
It's all in the bag of
Or
holding.
the handy haversack.
The
Yeah.
bottomless
it's not a
pit
bag
that
of holding.
takes all our money and we never use it.
Yep.
Basically,
It's like a truss or like the savings account that you can't touch until you're of age.
yeah.
We're just like, this is worth something? This shit has value? The fuck?
Definitely.
It's just, we'll
1,000%.
put this away and sell it when we get the chance, and then when we get the chance, we don't have the haversack.
Yeah.
What items are you thinking of offloading?
I don't even
I
know
mean,
what we've got. Well, who has
so-
the haversack, first of all?
Darkness does.
Okay.
Because
I think we
darkness.
wrote
Mr.
down-
Moneybags has the bag of monies.
Yep.
That makes sense.
So, basically, all of the stuff above the ghost bridle that Mana posted,
Oh, yeah.
none
Holy
of
shit.
that has been divvied out.
Silvered
None of it.
longsword, 950 gold, 750 gold. Fucking brooches, silver swords. The Bahir stuff, yeah. Oh my god, yeah, we have a lot of gold. Holy shit.
Oh shit. Those lightning glands. How long has it been?
I think we sold those, didn't we?
Nope. Yeah,
Oh,
not
they're
over 2 weeks
gone.
ago.
It has not been that long. It's been like a week.
Yeah,
I was
how
gonna say
long can you keep
there's
meat unrefrigerated?
well, since it's been in the handy haversack, actually, it kind of it's not like it's like a refrigerator, so it's not going to prevent it from going bad, but it's going to elongate its ability to stay good.
So we have some money. It's not a lot of money, but we have some money.
I also have a small bag of ogre loot, which has 2 claws, 45 gold pieces, 32 silver pieces, 1 small onyx gem, 1 small pearl, and 6 buttons. Those 6 buttons are gonna really do it for us.
Buttons. Swords
And
up.
according to Bag, we have a small contingent of knights and corporals and privates and just stuffed in the bag.
Right.
Pyramid scheme of people.
Yep.
Those
Sorry,
were
a little.
those were the dog tags that you guys took from
Yeah.
from the lower ranked Knights of the Barrel Blade that you had encountered previously.
They're basically aliases that we can assume when needed.
Hmm. But yeah, we have a bunch of loot that we've never divvied out.
Like I said, shopping episode. Figure this shit out.
Figure your
Oh.
shit
So
out.
Oh.
if we let me add all this together. Mana, can I assume that we can get fair market value for our brooches and
Oh, for the sake of brevity, we will say yes. They're willing to do a 1-to-1 exchange.
cool. We also have 3 silvered longswords. I have no idea how much those go for.
Let me check really quick.
About 350.
350.
Think about tree fitting.
Possibly about a tree bitty. BOD.
So you can silver a weapon for 100 gold pieces. So we'll just say that it adds 100 gold to whatever the default cost is for the item itself. So a short sword is usually however much, or long sword, excuse me. How much? Oh, no, come on. Sword cost UD 5e. 15 gold pieces, so it would be 115 gold for a silvered longsword.
Okay. 115 times price plus.
In the meantime, whilst Darkness is doing some quick math, we'll say Darkness followed Red Rage and Call as he was on his quest looking for signs of the deep.
Real quick, can we find somewhere to sell the lightning gland?
What if we could hand that off to Jackie and Arkmon because they are going to
The
the
apothecary.
alchemy? Yep.
yeah.
I was gonna say you could get full value from it from the apothecary. Actually, Jackie and Arkmon roll me a persuasion check to get full value. Your DC is 15. Why are you throwing things at me? You don't want to play anymore?
Because I have to roll.
Why are you throwing filthy fucking socks on me? They're warm. Ah! Yeah. I spared you a hair bunny earlier out of the God-giving grace of my heart, and you returned the kindness by throwing your dank socks on me.
It's a funny way to
hope
pronounce
you know,
hand warmer.
sir.
Oh, I got up to roll a
This
1.
means you deserved it.
Wow.
I warmed it up for you.
I'm glad you rolled a 1.
Mana, we have a suit of shoddy chain. What are you gonna sell that for? Base cost is 75.
Roll me a persuasion check to convince me of a price point. No, I'm not gonna give you 75 for it.
No. Persuasion. I am so good at this. Not really. 10. How about 60?
50.
Deal.
Okay.
You were a terrible negotiator.
You tried that. You
Someone decided to go
You
pray.
tried once.
Okay.
62. Deal.
Darkness isn't known for his ability to haggle.
No, God no. He expects everything to be at face value because that's just how things worked. He didn't actually ever pay for things. He would be
Nope.
like, I want this thing, 60 gold. And he would reach in to grab 60 gold, and then someone would lead him away, and then they would barter with the person.
Yes. He understands the concept of bartering, but it's not something that he's aggressive about or particularly which I appreciate because I don't feel like haggling over the price of dilapidated armor.
And 4 spears. The fuck is a spear for?
I don't think spears cost very much, if anything.
It's
Oh.
for stabbing, silly.
For one thing for
1
stabbing.
GP.
1 GP.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm
not
going to leave them off. I'm not gonna bother.
I mean, you feel free to get rid of them so to clear out bag space. A gold is a gold.
The gold is the gold.
Gold
Alright.
is the gold.
Head before gold. What is 2
Man.
claws worth from the bag of ogre loot?
A what?
2 claws.
2 claws.
Almost 2 years ago. if
From
you
almost 2
remember.
years ago.
There's no way.
Did I say what kind of claws they were?
Just
or did I
2
just
claws.
say claws? Just 2
Yep.
claws. Roll me a D100.
D1.
This is the
Hundo.
adventure equivalent of searching the couch for change.
Yes, this is-
Basically.
Have you? I know that this is your first time doing a shopping episode, but I'm so happy. Let's see here. With you rolled a 83.
Mhm.
Where is that table? I have a random table. I know where it went. I had a random table and I had stuff on it. I have too many tabs. By tabs I mean tarot, herbs, rugs and stuff. What's rugs and stuff? Oh, it's drugs and stuff. It's just the T's and R's on there. It's like, why does it say rugs and stuff? What the fuck? What was I on?
You know,
Um,
rugs and stuff.
Yeah, right. Let's
You
go
were on rugs and stuff.
with was not prepared. Where's the book? Where's the book? Where's the book?
We also have a suit of +1 chainmail. Has anyone been wearing that?
Not since I got my scorpion armor.
Yeah, I don't wear June.
Oh, that's right. I guess
Does
you could
anyone-
sell it.
Yeah.
Red Rage does not wear armor.
Does Jackie want chainmail?
Wouldn't that hamper my stealth ability?
A little
What?
bit.
Yep.
Yeah, so no thanks.
You rolled a 83. Okay. And we were in the plains.
Probably.
Do? Does that make sense? No. I
Oh,
like
is that that's the bridle that I have for Spirit? Holy shit, I forgot about this item.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't had
Mhm.
spirit in a minute.
Bridle. Yeah. A phantasmal appearance. And the ability to slip through solid objects? Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Very
Yo.
spooky.
Once a day, you just be like,
Fucking
whoop, 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 whoop.
awesome.
It is the claw of a crocodile.
Crocodile claw. I go find the bayouiest bayou man that ever bayoued, and I offer to sell him a crocodile claw.
Let's see here. Who in this
Are
city is
you
gonna do that?
are you Dean Flatherly when you make
Sure,
the pitch?
he
course.
absolutely the fuck is.
I'm toting.
You know, there is a hunting cabin called Trammie's. Tramie. And they would likely buy them for you for a gold a pop.
Oh,
They're like,
That's-
boy, howdy, these are some mighty nice claws you got here. Turn them into some gloves. I appreciate this. I'll give you one gold piece of pop for them. What do you think about that?
not tooting. I do say that's the finest deal I ever heard this side of the whatever the nearest river is.
Well, slap my griffin and call me Susan. Don't actually call me Susan. I don't like that name.
Why would I slap your griffin? That sounds like a death sentence.
It is a death sentence.
Then
But
I'm,
it's set for free.
then I'm not gonna do
Don't get
either.
lost. You know, you gotta shoot your shots where you aim.
I mean, that's true. Unless you're not trying to hit it, in which case, why are you shooting?
That's just a waste of ammo.
I like the cut of your jib. You make sense.
I like the cut of your jib.
Oh. Yeah, he'll
Such
go
a
on.
Urbana's worst voice acting for character. We had Ed for Spirit and Dean's cousin Dan.
Dean's cousin Dave. Woo,
So
shoot.
you're Dean Flatherly, and this is Dan
Ratherly.
Platherly.
Oh my god.
Dan
like-
Rather.
Ratherly.
You're
Dan
walking-
Ratherly.
Dan Ratherly.
Oh
There you
my
go. Dan
Wow.
Dan
And the one that talks a bunch.
Ratherly.
Latherly.
Yep, he's also a newscaster, fortunately.
He does have a local zine that he likes to distribute to people. He'll hand you one when you guys finish your trade. And as you if you choose to read it, is Dean? Do you think Dean's interested in this in the
Yeah.
self published? Okay, cool. So it does have a couple of news pieces, like it mentions the death of the war criminal. What? Craig, what was Razor's full name?
Pavel Pushkash.
So you'll notice the publication that like he has been executed at the merciless hand of the cruel and unwavering Barrel Blade. And are we going to stand for this kind of nonsense? And then you'll also notice that within the publication there is a advertisement for the cold cuts. It doesn't say too much beyond to meet in what seems like a non particularly descript location just outside of Ergamon, is where the weekly meetings are held. And if you know, you know.
This is the best magazine ever.
There's also like there's a little clipping there's a banana bread recipe from the local bakery. What is it, Buns and Stuff? What's it called?
and stuff.
It's called the Bun and Cake. The Bun and Cake has like their weekly recipe for a really good banana nut bread. Bananas that are they're rare to find, but we obtained some from the city of Wrath recently in a shipment. And so if you're fortunate enough to ever get your hand on some, this is how you make them. Thankfully, it's the best use for like old bananas. And then they mentioned that you can also do this with like zucchinis, but it doesn't taste as good. It's more disappointing than banana bread.
Here, Jackie. comes stumbling over a little bit. This weird guy. I like the cut of his jib. He handed me this thing. It says something about cold cuts. I heard you mention that cold cuts thing before. I don't know if this is like your crew or something, but they meet under a bridge.
Really? What bridge?
Yeah, look, it says right here. You could read, right? Here.
Jackie can, in fact, not read.
He just kind of stands there expectingly, just nodding, waiting for him to finish reading.
Jackie, do you want to roll a deception check to see if you can pretend to read?
No, just give it back. I like the pictures.
It says here, meet under the bridge at midnight for the cold cuts meeting. If you know, you know. Do you know?
I might.
I don't know. Well, that's it. Time to go find out.
Let's see here. So while Darkness is still calculating how much money we actually have versus how many items we wish to get rid of,
Last two items that I need from you.
Sure.
There's a small onyx gem and a small pearl that were both in those bags as well.
we'll say the onyx is valued at 10 gold pieces. And then where's my sources? No, it's under loot. At tool loot. So the one small onyx gem we'll say is it's very finely crafted, and is worth, we'll call it 10 gold pieces, and then the small pearl is going to be worth 1 gold.
And I'm assuming the 6 buttons are 1,000 gold pieces each, so I'll just add those.
Yeah, no, they're actually worth 1,000 Turkish lira each, which is really
Whoa.
weird because that's not a currency in this world.
Turkey doesn't
but
exist. Or the
Here's a
Turkish
question.
have their own.
I have some pretty shells in my backpack, and under the description it just says they're pretty. How much are they worth?
You would need to try and haggle with somebody who would be interested in obtaining your pretty shells.
Murder sure. Oh, yeah.
Uru's just like out in the streets, just like debating with random people why they need his shells.
I was going through my pack and I was like, pretty shells. When did I get these? And the description I wrote was just, they're pretty.
No, you don't understand. These are really pretty. You need these shells.
Yeah, there might not necessarily be a super high demand for them here. Your best bet would be at the alchemist's shop.
They're going into Donji's habitat. She likes the pretty things. She gets the pretty shells in her habitat, and
she is pleased.
It does say they are pretty.
Gain 1 extra use of the scry. It does not count towards the other things, but she is extra happy that you thought of her and she has pretty things, and it won't work all of the time, but I'm going to let it work this time.
Yay, pretty shells.
And then final question, the +1 chainmail, if we're going to sell it, because it doesn't sound like anyone wants to wear it, anywhere from, I don't know, it's like 500 to 10,000?
Go ahead and roll me a d6. It is technically uncommon.
It says rare for +1 chain, but
it's also rare for +2, so...
Oh. Well, then I don't fucking know.
Yeah. So
this website is...
Selling magic items is weird.
It's slightly rusted, even though it's magic.
It's sort of like a used car. Like as soon as you take it off the lot, bam.
Yeah.
There's some links that are missing, and so it's lost a little bit of its structural integrity over time. It's just sort of been wadded up at the bottom of a bag, and so it's just sort of it's a little tangled up in spots. Some of the chains have kind of come a little bit loose. So yeah, they're definitely willing to offer you at least 100 gold pieces for it.
100 gold. That's a deal if I ever heard one.
Darkness is so good at this. All right, accountant. While you're
Yeah,
continuing
go
your
ahead.
tabulations, Jackie and Arkmon and Tyke are off at the apothecary or the alchemist shop. I believe you guys have the whatchamacallit in tow. The gizzard. I don't think it was actually called the gizzard. It was the
Lightning gland.
that.
Yeah.
You also have the Behir scales and probably the horns if you're trying to sell those. I'm gonna need a persuasion check from one of the two of you on trying to sell the lightning gland. That's a little bit on the shriveled side. It's not unusable, but it's definitely not as fresh as it was during the initial removal.
11. Not much grenades.
I should have done it. I have a +9 on persuasion, but
Oh,
I'll let you do
I
it.
figure it's one or the other. Okay.
One of my best skills.
I mean, if you want to roll for it, go for it.
All right. We got these super rare, awesome glizzies.
Damn, love a good glizzy.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't?
Lightning
Lightning
glizzy.
glizzies.
Yep.
Lightning glizzy.
Yeah.
Damn, lightning glizzies.
Lightning glizzy, new band name, I call it.
Adam will kind of like stroke his rugged chin and be like, I haven't seen a Behir sack in a minute. I think I could probably offer you 500 gold for it.
For each?
You have one gland, and yes.
Oh. 500?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what it took to get this thing?
No.
Can you imagine?
I assumed you pulled it out of its butt, given its current state.
Yeah, you got me on that one. I guess we'll do 500. Can we barter further?
You rolled your 20. Arkmon rolled his roll as well. It is also decaying, so 500 is probably firm.
Yeah, right from the anus. That's
You
why
guys
it's
could
a
try and use
glizzy.
it in your own potions if you really wanted to, but I don't think anybody has any current use for it, unfortunately.
Nah.
Throw it in a jar with some orange peels. It'll moisten
It'll puff
right
back
up.
up. Exactly.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
I mean, that's an idea. You can find a way to, like, rejuvenate it.
Make it look better, but not like orange
Detoxicate.
juice.
Give it a fresh
Nah.
wash just before you sell it, so it's still white and looks shiny.
500 is fine. You can give it
Special.
to this guy, and I point at Arc1. Arc1, you can take the gold. I figure you're gonna need it up ahead.
Potentially, thank you.
Feel this.
What is I mean, like I guess I'd even be potentially interested in like some raw materials, but I'm not really skilled in any kind of potion making. I'm kind of dabbling in it. But what do they
Like,
have?
eyes will be pretty huge, and she'll sort of like look around at all of the various like.
I kind of
She'll be
figured
like,
this.
it's like if you've ever taken like somebody who's really into gems and crystals and such to a place that happens to sell gems and crystals and such, they have a very intimate knowledge of what each of these like vials are. They're like, oh, this is a crystal vial versus this one, which is like a reinforced
Wait.
glass vial.
Tyke's with us. They know about this kind of stuff. Does
Mhm.
500 seem like a good price? Tyke, what do you think?
Tyke will kind of like stare at the slightly dehydrated looking land and go, I think you should take it.
Okay. Do you think you could gather up some of the stuff you need to make some of them shrink potions?
More strange. We've we've made.
We're
a
in
few
the
more.
right place, sir. Please.
I'm interested in what they also have. I think there's
Mhm.
some cool utility stuff we could have.
I don't need their potions since Tyke can make them. I just
But Jack
She-
can make some potions. It's not like she's a
that's-
potion master. Like it's not like, oh, we now have secretly like the character that unlocks all of the potions.
I would-
but shrink potions is one of them for sure. So
I mean, I think Tyke even potentially having the ability, if we obtain a potion, maybe not like just study it once, that sort of thing, but maybe you could even get some inklings on what its basis is
Yeah, for sure, it would definitely probably be something
down the road.
along the lines of like tasting it, becoming familiar with it, and then trying to reproduce it in the same way that if like you were to buy a dish from a restaurant and then you tasted it, deconstructed it, and then tried to recreate it at home without any kind of recipe, there would probably be a percentage of success depending on the complication of the spell. They can definitely do like oil of slipperiness, which is super handy. It's just it gives you freedom of movement for a duration. Um, so if you find yourself in an area where you need to be able to move swiftly, it helps. They can do a potion of climbing. So you're able to do that with the ingredients here. Let's see here. They can do a hill giant strength potion, which is probably the thing that they're best known for outside of the shrinky drink potion, where your strength score changes for an hour. Let's see here. Go ahead and roll me a d8.
One.
Okay. So with all of the ingredients here, Tyke's able to figure out the ingredients for making a couple of healing potions and then a few other oddball potions that she will. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what potions would be the most helpful for what it is you're looking to do. Is there any type of effect that you're looking to achieve through the art of potion making? We'll say you can choose 2 different abilities, and then depending on the complexity of it, is either going to be yes for both, or yes for one, or no for both if you're being crazy. You think about it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, so I was kind of going through the ones you mentioned, but you said for abilities.
Yeah, so if there was something that wouldn't augment your stat necessarily, like I'm open to some, like if there was a thing you wanted to be able to do knowing that you're going to be traveling through a desert in the not too distant future. So like heat resistance for your allies who aren't infernally inclined or things of that nature. So if you wanted to take a minute to muse on that, it is almost sorry.
Yeah, no, I actually highly agree with that. And you brought up a slippery potion that allows freer movement. I'm very interested in that. I would say
Okay.
those two.
So we could do a slippery potion and then a heat resistant potion.
Yeah.
Okay. Darkness, did we get a final Price is Right number
Yes.
for shopping?
So, if we want to keep it in party loot, we have 5,344 gold. If we want to split
Wow.
it comes out to 890.66 silver per person.
I'm okay
Keep it in-
splitting it.
I'm okay keeping it in the sack and we just use it when needed. That way we know what our total is at all times.
We just
Or
need
do
to
Yeah,
you
but
know-
I
want
want to
to split?
buy stuff.
Yeah, you could use the money there to buy stuff.
I know, but like,
The greatest challenge amongst a D&D party.
I was gonna say, like, if one person wants one really expensive item, then no one else gets anything. So
I'm okay with that, but you're cool.
I'm not.
Depends on the item, you know.
I'm not. Fuck you.
It could be. Not everybody has to choose to do
I mean-
like share. You could be like, I want a cut, and then the rest of it goes to a party fund. Like for those of you who want who want to keep your accounts separate, is valid.
I do like having my own.
I mean, you can always loan money to your friends as well.
I'm currently holding on to more money than I've ever known what to do with, so I suppose I'm set at the moment. Like I don't need to take a cut out of the fund. I think people do withdraw if they need it, but yeah, we have to just kind of remember that we have it. I completely forgot how much money we had. I'm like, oh shit, we really didn't sell those things.
The biggest piece of feedback that I got from the party as a whole was that there's never any downtime. And I brought this up last session, but I was like, you're right. I do tend to be like, okay, here, and we're here, and we're here, and we're here, and we're here. And so there's not a lot of time to just like take stock of what you guys have, take stock of what you might want, like so you guys feel like there's a bit more utility, so it's not just me giving you +2 bows, because that does kind of throw off the power level of everyone. Just I did that to myself early on, where everybody ended up getting either a magic weapon or armor, and that kind of skewed the power level ever so slightly. So I'm trying not to make that mistake with the second wave, where we're going into level 10. Speaking of which, everyone will be leveling to level 10 at the end of the session. Congratulations. As you guys make your way into... So just to confirm, we're going to Wrath, not Ratnar, and I'll pull up the map one more time just so that we get a good visual as to what that looks like. So it is... Come on, Incarnate. So you're in Ergamon right now, which is this little quaint and quiet little city. There is a lake to the east, which is nearby the meeting spot that the Cold Cuts mentioned to meet under the light of the full moon, which we'll say happens to be tonight, because why not? So if you wanted a quick adventure, not quick adventure, if you wanted to get to the adventure portion sooner, that would probably be the Ratnar Mountains. But if you're okay with traveling to Wrath and then to Ratnar, that is also an option. I would just like to know which one you want to do first, so I don't split my focus.
I am fine with either one. Ratnar, I think, spatially makes sense to go to first, since, I mean, maybe it's not necessarily on the way, but it is. I mean, on the way a little bit. There is a path from Ratnar to Wrath. Kind of. I don't know. I don't know. I'm fine with either one.
So, Call, you know that like typically speaking, there used to be a dedicated road that travelers and merchants could take, at least from Wrath into Ergamon / Stronghold. There's kind of like a fork in the road that happens like around here-ish. But Ratnar is kind of a remote destination. They don't generally have people come up outside of people from Ergamon who are doing trading, and even then that's like halfway up the mountain, not at the top.
I do know that we also want to go to Wrath because we're doing our Lord of the Rings walk for the dagger.
True.
That is kind of like our
Unless someone
current
wants
high
to
objective.
attune to it, or try to attune to it rather, and then have fun like that.
Wow.
Not that I do not recommend doing that though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know that's the reason also why we have why we have Red Rage with us. I mean, is she necessarily comfortable, like, more or less getting dragged into our shenanigans? Because that would be kind of off the given path if we'd be going up to Radnar. Seeing the layout now from what it was before, I didn't think it was too bad of an idea to just go Wrath and then go over Radnar. It's not like I didn't feel like we'd be losing something any distance. But seeing it now, like, Ratnar to Wrath does make sense.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. I was under the impression that
They're a
Roth
little more
was,
equidistant.
yeah, that it was a little bit more of a equal thing.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas looking at it now, I mean, I don't think it's a bad idea to go Retnar then Roth.
And
Yeah.
maybe we might want some resist cold potions from the apothecary as well.
I was actually thinking climbing. I should have studied climbing if we're going to
So-
Gretnar first.
Instead of just
The mountains are very
chain-
habitable.
or instead of just potions, we want to buy clothing. You know,
Darling?
Bedouin garb and furs. Potions don't last that long.
There are tailors in. Let's see, where did I post that? Was it in High Rollen? No.
It was in.
It was in High
Oh,
Rollen.
it was in High Rollen. Yes, there is in fact the weave and thimble, which is a tailoring. There's also the tannery, and they do specialize in garb that can go up into Ratnar, at least to like the midway point where people can kind of go check things out and do trading. There's not a whole lot that happen. Like actually, somebody go ahead and as we're discussing it, if anybody is so inclined to do a what would the best check for that be? Where's my map? Let's do investigation. Anybody who's interested, let's do a group investigation check.
Alrighty.
What are we investigating here?
You can do so with advantage, Urugaru.
I was gonna say, do I get advantage because we're investigating my home?
Yes, you can.
I will definitely be investigating. Kind of my thing.
Bounced
Oh, I
off
kind of
a
rolled
17.
a little unfortunate. Yeah, that could have been so much better.
Okay, guys, I got this. It's my home.
With the group check being rather successful, when asking about going up into Ratnar, like past the foot of the mountain, they mentioned that it's been weeks since they've seen anyone do trading from up top in Ratnar. Like they'll send people up there, but usually no one. They don't generally see Goliaths. And in fact, when they see you, Urugar, they get really excited. And but you've been kind of inside of the temple. But the second you pop your head out, there are people who are like, "Oh, is the trading pass open? Are you from?"
Uru would be very concerned about that because obviously I know how important trading pass is because it's not like you can get everything you need at the mountains. So the second somebody's like, "Is the trading pass open?" he'd be like, "Is it closed?"
Maybe like it hasn't been open for weeks.
What do you mean?
I mean,
How-
people go out there to try and trade with the Goliaths from the top of the mountain, and nobody ever shows up. People wait for days in hopes of trading for pelts or stuff. It's been kind of weird. We haven't seen any of the beasts that we haven't gotten any trade from, like the resources that usually come from the mountain up top. The mine seems to be doing really well. The newly forged mine that opened up at the beginning of the year. They've been digging pretty deep, and they found a fair amount of wealth. It seemed. We were hoping to do some trading with the people at the top of the mountain, but again, they're just nowhere to be seen.
Goliaths are digging? They've made a
No.
mine?
The Goliaths are not digging. A dwarf moved into the region. His name is. Let me pull it up. It's McGee. Or Maggie.
Mickey.
It's Maggie. Magee. Maggie.
Maggie.
McGee.
Maggie.
And they're digging into the mountain.
Yes. Well, in and down, how dwarves
Yeah.
are. They don't usually dig in and up.
I understand the concept, but so once this digging started, you said that's when the change started happening, right?
I mean,
They seem to have some kind of correlation, maybe not.
more coincidence than causation.
Okay.
As far as the town is, as far as
Yeah,
random town folk, we'll call him Brenston. Goes by Brenny for short. My name's Brenny.
Urugaru, pleasure. So, digging starts. Goliath's missing. Well, not missing. Not trading. That's a problem.
Missing is a different way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Out.
Well, but there's so many key supplies that you can't get on the mountain that requires the trading pass.
Am I overhearing this by any chance, or is the group is?
Uru's kind of off on his own.
That's
he was
yeah,
fairly-
that's
he
right.
was-
That's
he was-
right. Sorry.
He was like him and Darkness were
Never
like
mind.
the two who were like, I'm gonna go off and
Yeah.
do my own thing. But then Darkness
Totally.
was like, I have all of the loot on me. I should probably go follow somebody.
My
Because he was
mistake.
also looking for signs of the deep. Incidentally, Darkness, go ahead and roll me a religion check really quick.
Yeah, my mistake. Yeah, no, totally. It would be separated.
It's all good.
Yeah.
5. See, there's those religion checks I was talking about. Nothing happens that you notice.
Very shallow here. Very shallow.
Yep. Nothing's too deep. Though that
Ankle.
lake seems to be calling your name.
Ankle deep.
But you think that might just be because that's where the cold cuts are supposed to be meeting at midnight.
Yeah, scrying didn't do Uru's mental state much good because it was not. Uru was kind of hoping that the whole thing's been blown out of proportion. Everybody keeps telling him like, "Man, trust me, what's going on in the mountains? It's not good." But he's like, you know, maybe it's like a cold. Everybody got a cold, and now we're getting better. It's all good. No, it's bad. It's bad.
It's bad.
And that certainly shook him a little bit. So he needed to go somewhere to ease the mind, so to speak. And again, hearing that they're not meeting at the trading pass is also not helping said mental state because, again, there's only so many resources on a mountain.
They used to do a lot of trade with the hunting cabin, also the apothecary, because Uru knows that this mountain has a lot of a certain kind of critter on it.
My favorites.
Your favorite critter, actually.
Love them.
No, not harpies, but a different kind.
Oh, okay.
In fact, you know what? We'll say that while you guys are examining things, while Darkness is pulling out the various bits and bobs that you guys have acquired during your adventures, when you pull out the Bahir horns, Urugaru, you recognize these. Roll me a nature check with advantage.
Ooh, I'm already good at nature. Certainly with advantage, that can't screw up.
I hope so.
I was right, 25.
Perfect. You're super familiar with what exactly this creature is. You guys raise them basically as pets on the mountain in Ratnar. Pets is a strong word. Guard dogs is probably a better.
Royal companions, allies to the cause.
Yeah, like they
Good
don't
boys.
usually
Guard dogs.
they don't usually get super big
Heckin'.
on the mountain. It's kind of the same sort of mentality of like a lizard or a snake will generally only grow as big as its habitat. And
Yep.
on top of the mountain, Bahirs can get pretty big, but you guys are Goliaths. Like even a really big Bahir to say like Jackie would still be able to swallow a Jackie or even a rail. But kind of like think like the biggest dogs you ever see, like those big Great Danes kind of a vibe. That's kind of how Bahir or Mastiffs. That's kind of how Bahirs get in size equivalency to the Goliaths on the mountain. Generally, they're
Paul is mildly unsettled to hear that.
they're
Oh,
kind
come
of like
on,
a
they're good
weird
boys.
mix between like because they're not bred for companionship. They're bred for patrolling, so like specifically to like go out and hunt more aggressive things that might try and otherwise do shady shit inside of the mountain pass.
I was gonna say, ultimately, we are a hunting-gathering species, so it makes sense that the animals that we would keep would also aid in hunting-gathering, right?
They're mostly there to keep dragons the fuck off your mountain because Bahirs actively are designed to go against dragons. In fact, if Trips sees one of the Bahir horns, he's gonna like, it's like a cat with a cucumber.
Oh.
He's just like,
Whoa! Settle down, brother. Oh.
he does not like them.
I'm sorry. Don't worry.
Like, put it away, Put it away. Chips will start to climb up you, and again, we've already established how big.
Yeah,
Chips
yeah,
is.
yeah. God,
Um,
sit
You're
down.
the same size as me. Stop it.
So they
You're
haven't been.
saying that there's going to be more of these up the mountain.
Lots.
There should be, but I'm not even sure about that really. What I scryed on was a not great look.
Very destitute.
Hmm.
Can't imagine the Behirs would be particularly healthy up there. It looked so
In
barren,
fact, they would
so
likely have
lifeless.
gone mad from the lack of food and care. Who's ready to fight a pack of them?
Poor
Ugh.
things.
Hmm.
Remember,
Yeah.
it's not their fault in this case. Something's
Right or
wrong.
wrong. Seems like a lot of things are out of whack.
I know
Well,
the initial plan was to go to Roth first.
we're going to Radnar.
I need to know.
I think we all need
How,
Fine.
to.
how are we gonna get Spirit up the mountain?
Carefully.
Well,
I mean, there are passes up the mountain for trading caravans. It makes sense that they're more caved in, better animal footpaths down those paths. We just won't be able to make the straight line up. We'll have to take the scenic route, so to speak.
Secret
Hey,
tunnel.
Do you think one of those shrinky dink potions might work on a warhorse?
God. Please try.
Do
Well-
you know what that potion's gonna do to your horse? Are you
No,
I would
Rael
like-
does not know.
Are you willing to risk what that potion's going to do to your horse?
I mean, it might just shrink the
It's-
horse. Like,
I think that's
I-
the idea,
that's
right?
simply
Is
what it
there
would do.
is there a chance that my horse will die?
You ever feed a
Roll-
dog chocolate?
that's not. It's a shrinky dink potion,
roll,
not chocolate.
roll me a nature check.
Okay, I should know, right? Like, if this is
That horse.
dangerous.
You're like it's like as a responsible pet owner, you're like, wait, hold on, is this
Google.
thing
Yeah.
dangerous for my pet? Because it's one of those for like a brief moment, you're like, oh, lilies, these are pretty, and you're like, wait,
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
got a 15.
is the whole party like together right now? I'm trying to think of where the scenario
for
right now.
ease, we will say that everybody has met. You guys can choose if you would like to meet at the tavern or if you would like to meet at the inn. The only difference between the tavern and the inn is that the tavern has more food. The inn is for sleeping.
I
It
got
is-
the
I think,
feeling
like-
Jackie's pulling us to the tavern.
It is like 6
Well,
p.m.
yes.
So
You
Food time.
damn.
Not to
That
not
works.
to interrupt, but like I think the original plan was to meet at the smithy because the gang wanted to buy a new sword for Tyke, right?
Was it?
It's a. I was potentially gonna look at it. It's a +1 short sword. It's not like I was expecting like anything like fucking grand. But then hearing that price for the +2 longbow, I'm like, do I gotta like haggle this guy again? And if it's late right now, I mean, it's something we can settle later.
Okay.
I'd say if
Yeah,
Well, we will have to
five-
come back.
five-
from
if,
that.
Okay,
if, if the sun's starting to set, I made my stop. I learned some things as far as potions, or Tyke learned some things, and yeah, I think we can head to the tavern.
Uru has gone, settled his mind.
Hmm. I don't suppose the shopkeep that are at the smithy would have heard any news of Roth, would he? No.
well,
Okay.
you know what? Is there any? Are you just asking like general like what news do you have of Wrath?
What
Yeah,
news?
just like any like rumors, news coming down, because I mean, Ergamon is presumably kind of like the shop town that like a trader from Roth would hit.
He mentions that he hasn't seen any trade come through Wrath in a while. There was a period of time where what felt like a large caravan of Dragonborn were making their way through. They all looked kind of destitute and depressed. They didn't have a whole lot on them. We mostly outfitted them with sort of like very basic tools to defend themselves. They all kind of looked like refugees, for lack of a better word.
Do you remember what types of dragonborn they were?
Varying colors, mostly blues, whites, greens.
Any word on where they were headed?
Headed east.
East,
Instead of west.
toward Moag.
Towards Moag.
I wonder if they ended up at that shop I heard about.
You guys have a good in mind.
What's that? Head back to the cave.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, Caldwell will thank the shopkeeper for his time and say that he'll return tomorrow for his helm.
Perfect.
Oh, I would also like to stock up on some arrows.
Yeah, they can.
Can I
can
get-
absolutely.
Can I get like a bundle of 20?
Yeah.
How much is that?
Not super expensive. Bundle of arrows.
Gold or 5
I'm
gold
also
or something.
fine
top
like donating my loot to Rail if she really wants that longbow +2.
I don't. I really don't.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna do 10 arrows. I have more than I thought I did.
They come in thongs of 20, and they're a gold a piece. They're gold for
Oh.
20.
Okay, never mind. I'll just.
Red Rage is gonna ask you if like she's gonna quietly ask you. She's gonna show you some gems. One gem's gonna be red, one gem's gonna be yellow, one gem's gonna be blue, and she's gonna ask you which one you think is the prettiest. Red, blue, and yellow.
The red one.
Red one.
And I kind of give her a sly smile while I say that.
She'll blush. All right. So we meet back at the tavern. It smells amazing. Pork has been slow roasting all day long. A massively long cook for those of you who are intimately familiar with that fucking process. But it smells amazing. They also have some pretty hearty salads with delightful dressings and just other various tavern foods. Some stews, various like appetizer-y type things. It's a pretty well stocked menu.
Real quick, I forgot to roll that history check for Red Rage's
Gestalt.
thing.
Yep.
What was it called again?
Gestalt.
Gestalt. Oh, it landed on the edge of 18 and 5. And it gave me 5. God damn it.
I mean, you know Gestalt is located to. Ooh, oh god. Oh god. Oh god. So just panning out the map a little bit. So Gestalt is located far to this, or just south of Weatherlight, or southeast of Weatherlight, just a skosh. There is a large mountain that is technically a semi-active volcano. Gestalt is known for being a heavy production city that used to equip Ravnica with all of its with its military for armor and weapons, and then for various other things. But after a vicious falling out that happened during the calamity, they kind of severed ties from each other. Ravnica has been working really hard, even with a 7. Like, this is like well-known gossip amongst the area, is that Gestalt used to work closely with Ravnica, and now it no longer does. Ravnica kind of shunned Gestalt after it got what it needed from them. And they've been kind of bitter about it ever since.
Okay. And
Kinda
what was the name of Red Rage's like guild?
What do you mean?
Oh, she said as a member of of Gestalt.
She mentions that she's a royal officer of the Gestalt army.
Oh. Oh, okay. Hot.
Commanding officer, rather.
I'll ask her about that later.
Okay, so we have the zine, which includes information about the cold cuts. We have the Bahir pieces, which Uru points out are like, oh, that's weird. Where'd you find those?
Yeah. You ever see somebody's like, oh, that looks like a big boy.
It was a big boy. He's Angie. Any other questions? It is after 10. Like I can feel like my husband looks like he's dragging a little bit, and I'm kind of feeling the same. But were there any other quick questions, comments, queries, or checks that we wanted to make before we head up the mountain into Ratnar?
I mean, we should probably supply ourselves, but we can do that next session.
And are we doing a rest in town, like, for the night and then heading up? So.
Yep, because Call needs the evening for his helm to be crafted.
I am interested in meeting up with the cold cuts at midnight.
Okay.
Not so easily hidden message to meet up. I'm like,
Yep.
boys, the paper.
Trying to recruit. They can't recruit if they're too secretive. There's like a fine line you gotta walk.
And it's you're a little too to one side. You're not walking the fine line right now. You're a little off. Well, that's all right. You get out of the base path a little bit sometimes.
We'll role play that next week.
We'll do that next
I do get the sense that Archon is a little bit disappointed in their choice of font.
Upon hearing it,
like,
yes.
Right. He's like, man, I gotta.
He's got that clipboard ready.
Oh, no,
Quick
no, it's all
question,
right.
sorry.
Yes. Okay.
I rolled a 15 for that nature check to see if the shrinky dink potion would be okay for spirit.
You think it would be fine? Do you want to test it?
Yes.
No.
Does I mean,
Sorry, let me reiterate. You are confident that he will be fine.
Oh, okay. You can't make it super vague like that.
I didn't think I was being vague. My apologies. No, you are. You get the same vibe of like, I think a puppy can eat like soft carrot and like sweet potato. Like, yeah,
We
that's
give this
fine.
shrink potion to fucking spirit and it just explodes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have confidence that
everywhere, man.
Tyke's
for what
pretty
it's worth-
aware of
Yeah,
how
Tyke is like, it should be fine. Tyke is like, I would never let you hurt your horse. I love him, and I think having a small version of him sounds amazing. Please let me
Okay.
yes.
give him some shrinky drink.
Well,
I'm
as
sure
long as it's worth it to like get us up the mountain faster, I'll do it. But if we have
Not
to take the
faster,
main
but
pass,
it wouldn't impede your ability because you wouldn't have to be as worried about your giant war horse trying to make his way up the mountain. Tiny
Yeah.
wart. So, do you give him the potion?
well, not right now because we're gonna rest.
Ray.
Doesn't it? It
Does.
wears off after we
Tyke,
sleep.
the second you say that it's okay, Tyke is gonna like slip it to him just to see
Oh
what
my
happens.
god, no.
And the horse explodes.
No,
Shut up.
Fucking flies
Uh,
away.
No, but for those of you who are familiar with the hit show Parks and Recreation,
Yes, that's exactly what I wanted.
Oh my
Spirit
god.
kind of shrinks into half his size
And
into
then it
little
floats and flies
Sebastian.
away.
And he is the most precious little guy. His little mane is like so long in front of his face. Like for whatever reason the mane didn't shrink full. Like it's shrunken, but like he looks shaggy. It is adorable.
Yeah.
Fly, little
He's-
Sebastian.
He is instantly precious. Tyke is super excited. She was like, "Can I?"
Yes.
Tops up. So like normally horses are too big for Tyke, usually because Tyke is in fact a halfling.
Doesn't
yeah.
little Sebastian die though?
I didn't say it was
Okay.
little Sebastian. It's the same
Jesus.
size. Stop it. Stop.
Jackie!
What? But little Sebastian is now small enough that Call could pick him up and carry him up the mountain with some
Yes.
difficulty. Uru could definitely pick up little Sebastian and carry him because
I like now that we're calling it Little Sebastian.
little spirit,
Little spirit.
Spirit.
little
Sebastian.
spirit,
I'm totally drawing little spirit.
little spirit. My little
little spirit.
spirit, sweet little spirit.
Oh my god. I never thought I would become a My Little Pony Sona creator, but here we
Oh
are.
no!
There. That's all I wanted.
Finally happened.
This is the whole point of this campaign. From the very
I was
get-go.
hoping that we would get a little Sebastian for the mini.
Little-
Spirit gains a point of inspiration.
Little
I
Spirbastian.
wanted to give you little spirit Ashton. I wanted to give the people what they wanted, and I wanted a little Sebastian, and I am people, so
There you go.
Thank you.
so.
I'm happy.
Son of a bitch.
Now, I will point out it does not change the weight of the warhorse, so it's not exactly a light thing to carry up the mountain.
It's just easier to maneuver.
Yep, it'll just be not at a detriment.
He's like
Wait, so
roughly
this
the
is-
same size as you.
Yeah,
So it doesn't change the weight, so we can like Ant-Man this shit. Just if we keep drinking more and more Shrinky Dink, just
They don't
eventually
stack.
size of a.
you will shit yourself to death. They do not stack.
Where'd he go? He disappeared. Did he...
Stop.
Ring
It-
down? No, he ran out the door. He had to go take a dump.
Inverted and pooped.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your colon just like freaks out because it gets too small, and then you just
Oh,
violently
Mike.
shit yourself.
Just play.
I don't
Are we
know.
not divvying the money?
We can divvy the money. That's fine.
Oh.
Not a problem.
Well, if nobody else wants to, we don't have
I'd
to.
say
If I'm the only one who wants to,
Let's
force
divvy
you
it
to
up
do
because
it.
Darkness is in serious consideration of purchasing things that he needs the money for. So
Okay.
okay.
How much
That's
was
fine.
it per person?
890.66
Okay.
Gold, right? Or
So
is it
Yeah.
silver?
891.
basically.
$890 and 6 silver pieces.
And 6
Oh,
copper
okay.
pieces.
So 8.
Oh.
Oh no, it's 896 gold pieces and 6 copper
No,
pieces.
890.66. So 890 gold, 6 copper, 6 silver.
Oh, okay.
Well, thank you all for joining session. I hope everyone was okay with the fact that it was mostly shopping and bookkeeping while we figured out what we wanted to do for the next leg of the mission. I will
Fine.
remind everybody that we did level. Everyone could now upgrade their characters to 64,000 EXP, I believe is what it is.
Yes.
Hell
It is.
yes.
Oh, good.
64,000. So you will be level 10 as you make your way up the Ratnar Mountains.
And then, shh.
65,000.
You're
Ow.
gonna need it.
Why are you changing?
Mhm.
Live. All right, we have.
Um, Mana, does that mean that I can
Ooh, it's a roll. Right?
Everything,
do
yes.
the? Yes. Cool.
Roll that.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I gotta roll some HP.
8.
Why does mine say character level 9?
You need to change the level to 10.
Oh.
Yeah, it should say like 9 plus 1.
Oh, okay.
I swear to
How do
God.
I
I
got
roll
it.
that?
Thank you.
This is such a fucking Archmon roll. Oh
Archmon.
my God.
Re-roll it. This is like the 4th time you've rolled like a 1 for your HP. Like, no, stop it.
I'll take
Fine.
a 3. I'll take it.
All right, so
Oh my God.
I set myself to level 10. Apply. It's not going to 9, or it's not going to 10s. I'm sorry. How did we fix that?
So
Yeah,
when
like 10, I think.
you're in your character sheet, after adding the XP, go down to where it says level, and there should be
Mhm.
like a scroll bar like level 9. Change that to 10.
Yeah.
Am I doing this right? You roll a d8 to add to your
Depending
HP,
on what your
right?
hit die is, yeah.
Your hit die, because like most people is a D8. You're druid or are you leveling up druid or sorcerer?
Druid. So mine says 8d8, but that's just like my total, right?
Yeah. So the hit dice for a druid is D8.
Oh, okay. I'm just rolling the 1.
Yep.
Cool.
Sorcerer hit die would
All right.
be
D6.
yeah, it's a D6 instead of a D8. So, but if you're doing druid levels, then that's D8.
3. Blah.
Oh shit!
Level
I-
10 was decent for me.
I
Not saying
gained the ability Divine Intervention.
Ooh, that sounds
Ooh.
nutty.
I gained beguiling defenses.
Very beguiling.
I am very beguiling. I can't be charmed. And when somebody tries to charm me, I can use my reaction to charm them back.
What's divine intervention? Also, as an action, you can request your deity's aid. Roll a percentile dice. If you roll equal to or less than 10,
Mm-hmm.
your deity intervenes, and I get to choose the nature of the intervention. If successful, you can't use this feature again for 7 days. Otherwise, you can use it again after a long rest.
10% chance for something cool.
I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
It's the least busted ability that you have, I think. Because let's be honest, the Twilight Sanctuary is kind of nutty. Like
I mean, it just
I
makes
just fly.
darkness.
Yes, but that paired with the thing that lets you fly.
Yeah, that's a nice ability.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it, but I actually get 2 more maneuvers at 10. So I'm just
Oh
checking
shit!
my. Yeah, I'm specking into the Battle Master.
Don't forget,
Flip,
you're
hit,
gonna also
flip.
want to take the opportunity to, if your spells require components, you might want to grab them. I think
Mm-hmm.
some of you are mostly like verbal and somatic, but like darkness
I
to
have my
cast
druid
light,
stuff.
you need a firefly or phosphorescent moss. Verbal somatic.
Do you want me to write down like the non-expensive material components?
No,
Or...
just the expensive ones.
Okay.
I need to check mine because I need some components, but I also get another spell and cantrip, so I'm going to add them before I make the list.
I saw a house ruling that was like for anything that's like kind of on the mundane side of things. Like, so like for example, Moonbeam needs several seeds from any moon seed plant and a piece of opalescent feldspar. That's a little specific, so I wouldn't say you could just pull that out of your butt. But there is a different spell where it was like an eyelash. Sorry, a firefly. Like that's that, or or phosphorescent moss. I feel like that's kind of on the generic side. Fireflies especially.
I mean, could I just spend like 10 gold and have enough material components to safely assume that we can cast our spells?
I would say for that amount of gold, it would give you a certain number of uses. So that's what the second part of what I was about to say was that it's sort of like that you spend 10 gold and you get X number of uses for what we would consider a non-specific cost item. So like for example, the what is it? The Revivify needs a diamond worth 300 GP.
Yeah, that one I
that is
already actually have written down.
Right. But yeah, for anything that's like your bat guano, your pinch of fine sand, and rose petals, um, we would say like for 10 gold you could get X uses. I would need some time and more energy to figure out what that ratio looks like. Let me see if I can find a table that illustrates it a little bit better, and then we'll move forward after the next session.
Man,
If that sounds good.
I wish Uru was fine with necromancy because I really want to learn Dance Macabre. But Uru's very not okay with necromancy, so I can't. I also want to learn negative energy flood, but same thing, Uru's not okay with necromancy. Damn it, I need to make a necromancy.
Actually, that is something that Darkness has been wanting to talk to the party about again, is the usefulness of potentially
No.
raising the dead that don't deserve to stay dead. You know, the evil ones that we should use to redeem themselves.
The dead should stay dead.
Agreed.
But think
Not
about it.
generally in favor of having more abominations walking around.
But they're our abominations. They're my monsters.
Infernal Calling sounds great, but a ruby worth at least 999 gold pieces is expensive.
That is expensive. Is it a material component or is it a focus?
It's a material component.
Oh yeah, that's expensive. Yeah, some spells
Oh.
not hard to cast, just costly.
Oh, I think I'm taking that one.
This was an ability score raise, and Archmon did the unthinkable. He raised his constitution.
Whoa.
We're actually getting a little stronger. A little more HP.
Oh, did you get a feat?
It was yeah, my level 10 was ability score improvement. So we're able
Nice.
to bump our constitution to a +2 now. Took charisma as well. I feel like it leads my character well. Could go dex though. Thinking about it. But I want constitution. I want to be a little efficient in that.
Okay, now do I want to grab Infestation as a cantrip because it
Oh
just
my
opened
God.
up to me?
I mean,
It's
I'm
pretty
surprised you don't have it
valid.
already.
Double
Yeah.
infestation. We can just flood an area with bugs, dude. Let's go.
I mean, I'm absolutely taking Infestation. It's too on brand not to.
Exactly. I figured you had it already.
Now I'm struggling with my spell. Because Uru's not okay with necromancy, so rip Dance Macabre and negative energy flood. Disappointing, but needs must.
Oh my God. I know what we could call our play. We gotta keep it up with the cheese. We have Operation Provolone. We do Operation Kasu Martsu.
Yes!
If you know what that is, it's foul. I would never.
Yeah.
But it's
Kasumartsu. Yeah.
Operation
maggots, right?
Kasu Martsu. Yeah, it's the cheese with fucking maggots in it.
We had that in the game, remember? It was in the tent
Oh
with the
yeah,
ghost
you're
person.
fucking. Oh, you're totally right. Holy shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was also an answer in a game of Jeopardy that I played with you guys once.
Oh shit.
Maggot.
Full circles.
There is very much a large part of me that wants to grab contact other plane. I fucking know I'm failing that.
Oh yeah, the intelligence check.
That if you
I'm
fail,
fucking-
you're insane until you finish a long rest.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
You fucking take a psychic blow that can knock you out, and then you're just crazy for the rest of the day.
Well, you're insane. You can't take actions, can't understand what other creatures are saying, can't read, and only speak gibberish.
Fucking crap.
I'm gonna say I will also use this as an opportunity to mention that I have not been using status effects nearly as often as I probably should have as a DM. That's on me. But I'm going to let you all know that going forward for levels 10 through the end of the campaign, we will be using status effects. So,
Okay.
things like being stunned, things like being blinded, things like being deafened. Also, I think we misinterpreted the rules regarding donning and doffing armor, Captain. I was talking to Call about it earlier because there was that one episode where you're like, Darkness just sleeps in his armor because there's no detriment. I'm like, I think that's accurate as long as it's not full plate. If it's full plate, I think that changes because Xanthar's goes on to explain that like anything that's considered like heavy armor. So I don't know if half plate counts off the top of my head. I'd have to
It
look.
should, yeah.
If you don't take it off when you're sleeping, you do start to incur levels of exhaustion.
Oh, thanks, fuck. Okay,
Um,
that was like the stupidest rule I'd ever seen in 5th edition. Is that you don't
Right.
take fatigue from sleeping in heavy armor.
Right.
Because
Well,
what?
so here's the thing. So in 3/3.5, it used to be that you would just start taking penalties to your constitution.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
so your con score. Instead, it's exhaustion levels, and exhaustion starts off pretty tame, but definitely starts to like build over time.
It ramps pretty heavily. Yeah. And I mean, people did sleep in full plate
Right.
in real life back in the day.
But the next day
but
you wake up feeling sore as shit and not super like you can. It doesn't mean you should. That's why like doing it once isn't the end of the world, but doing it multiple days in a row starts to compound pretty. Excuse me, pretty fast.
But yeah, no. If you want to have that be a rule, I am a-okay with it.
Yeah, it's and again, I didn't want to do it until after we had gotten to a point in the game where I felt a little bit more comfortable with being like, so we had training wheels on, and we're gonna take them off, and combat's gonna get a little bit more deadly. But it's also level 10, so you guys are also super deadly, and literally this is just to get. So this is more to make it so that you guys don't just steamroll over things. It's gonna feel less balanced in your favor. I assure you, you'll be fine. You have a party of like 10 at this point.
We are
Combat's gonna be a
rolling
bit of a
deep.
cluster. Right, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, like, you've got Tyke, you've got Red Rage, you've got you. There's technically a war horse in here. Like, little Sebastian's gonna throw hands. Like,
Little
plus there's
Not
Spirbastian.
not only does Little Spirit look fucking awesome, he also has the ghost bridle, which makes him look phantasmal.
right.
So
Little
that's
mini scary
fucking
ghost horse.
awesome. Stoked about that.
Fucking damn.
All right, I really need to go to bed. I'm sorry.
I do too.
I'm so
Yeah,
tired.
no,
It's all good.
GG's. Thank you very much, hosting.
Yeah,
Fun
G-
game,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Yeah.
Of
yeah, this
course.
was awesome.
Thank you all for
GG's. This
joining me.
was
I was gonna
we
say,
had
my
some
husband's
hilarious
already like
moments.
in bed
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been out of the channel for a little bit. He's
for a
not.
second. Yeah, he is like, I'm out, which is
Alright.
totally fair.
Yep.
As always, if you guys have any questions, comments, queries, moral objections, you're always welcome to DM me in Discord. I'm not gonna say the thing that I said last time because I feel like every time I say it, I jinx myself, so nobody say it.